Chapter 170. Xiao Chen. Huh. It's really you. Lu Jianbiao's eyes bulged. After hearing Xiao Chen's words, he was stunned for a moment before bursting into laughter. The trash of the Xiao family turns out to be an expert. The children of big families are indeed not simple. Cough cough. Pfft. Lu Jianbiao spat out a mouthful of blood and was stomped to death by Xiao Chen. However, he died in peace. He knew that he had died in the hands of Xiao Chen. This useless young master that he had looked down on after his investigation had actually become his king of hell. Boss, he's dead? Zhu Yingxiong saw that Xiao Chen had suddenly turned defeat into victory and was immediately overjoyed. Boss is awesome, just one move and this guy died. Bah, who asked you to find trouble with me? Who asked you to have evil thoughts about sister-in-law? Are you dead? It was just a narrow victory. Xiao Chen was not proud of killing a stage 4 pinnacle inner force martial artist. He knew his own strength. He could only win because he had caught Lu Jianbiao off guard. Lu Jianbiao thought that Xiao Chen could no longer stand up, so he let his guard down. He was so close to Xiao Chen and was ambushed by Xiao Chen. He did not expect that Xiao Chen's crippled left leg could still kick with such strength. What Xiao Chen lacked was actual combat experience and martial arts techniques. However, Xiao Chen was not sure if cultivators had martial arts techniques. If that was not possible, he would have to practice martial arts techniques. However, Xiao Chen's body could not produce inner force, only yuan qi. He did not know if it would be effective when used with martial arts techniques. As for the lack of actual combat experience, this could not be rushed. He could only make up for it through trial missions. Xiao Chen came to the warrior guild to accept missions, one for money, and another to train himself. No matter what, as long as you won. Zhu Yingxiong heaved a sigh of relief and said, damn it, if I knew you were so awesome, I wouldn't have run away. I was scared to death. What do we do with this body? Xiao Chen asked, pointing at Lu Jianbiao on the ground. It's dark, and the ghosts are here. I'll dig a hole and bury them. Zhu Yingxiong shrugged indifferently. I'll just drag them back and bury them. Alright, then you can take him back. I'll leave first, Xiao Chen said. Then I won't be seeing you off. Zhu Yingxiong's car was pulling a corpse, and Xiao Chen had nowhere else to sit. Zhu Yingxiong quickly threw Lu Jianbiao's body into the car, but when he saw the Lexus LX 570, he asked, Boss, what should we do with this car? Do you have any channels to sell it for money? Xiao Chen asked. This car doesn't have any paperwork. It's not easy to sell it. Zhu Yingxiong shook his head. Although this car can be sold for more than $1 million, it can only be sold for a few $100,000 without paperwork. It's not worth it. It's better to keep it for yourself. I'll give you the Zhu family's license plate. That's fine. Xiao Chen thought that he couldn't always drive Jean Beibei's car. This off-road vehicle was quite convenient, so he could drive it first. Anyway, the car's retention rate was very high. That young Master Jean wouldn't be able to find out anything even if he investigated. At most, he would think that Lu Jianbiao was killed by the Zhu family. The two of them quickly drove away from the place in a car. In a bungalow not far away, the door opened with a creak. Lin suddenly collapsed on the ground. Her face was pale, and her head was covered in cold sweat. She was still trembling all over. It had never occurred to her that Xiao Chen would kill someone. How could a weak girl like Lin accept it when she saw Xiao Chen trample a man to death with her own eyes? Lin also knew that the man was not a good person. Her family's young master Jean conspired against her and was beaten by Zhu Yingxiong. Then he came to take revenge and was killed by Xiao Chen. He deserved it. However, it was a murder after all. Xiao Chen did it very easily. After that, he drove the dead man's car away without a care at all. Was he, a murderous devil? Although Lin was grateful to Xiao Chen and Zhu Yingxiong, when she thought of him, the scene where Xiao Chen trampled Lu Jianbiao to death lingered in her mind. She couldn't get it out of her mind. If he asked me to do something, and I didn't agree, would he kill me too? Lin Kuo felt that it was so terrifying, so scary. The cold ground made Lin sober up a lot. Her eyes flashed a touch of confusion. She and Xiao Chen seemed to be people from two different worlds. She didn't understand the life of his aristocratic family at all. Perhaps, at the level of aristocratic families, fighting and death were common, but Lin Kuo really could not accept it. She did not know how to face Xiao Chen. That hot-blooded Xiao Chen who was frying Youtiao, was actually such a person in the dark. He might not be Xiao Chen. Was he an imposter? Otherwise, why would he wear a mask? Lin thought so. Stumbling back home, Lin Kuo hoped that what happened today was just a dream. Otherwise, it would be hard for her to connect the person wearing a fox mask with the person who cooked in Tang Tang's house during the day. Stupid girl, I thought you were kidnapped. I was so worried that I was about to go look for you with your father. What are you dilly-dallying for? After returning home, Mother Lin angrily scolded Lin Kuo. I fell. Lin just sat on the ground, so there was some mud on her pants. Really, you can fall on this road every day. Mother Lin complained, what else can you do? Forget it. It's dark here. It's normal to fall. Lin Dongliang said with a smile, Kuo, go do your homework. Take off your clothes and pants later. Dad will wash them for you. You spoil her. Mother Lin snorted and said no more. She's a child. Lin Dongliang laughed. Oh. Lin Kuo responded and hurriedly ran back to her room to change her clothes. During the day, Jean Bebe wanted to drive the Panamera to the Porsche 4S shop for repair. However, after she got in the car, she started it for a long time but failed to drive it away. The gas meter was empty, and the engine could not be started at all. What? Why is the car out of gas? Why? Jean Bebe looked around, but still could not start the engine. Is it possible that the last drop of gas was used up by Xiao Chen here? Cheng Menjing thought for a while and said, otherwise, why didn't he drive to buy medicine yesterday? You're right. Maybe. Jean Bebe had no choice but to call the 4S shop and ask them to send a tow truck. The car was taken away for repair, but Jean Bebe didn't care. In the evening, the 4S shop called and said that the car was repaired and Jean Bebe could drive it. Therefore, Jean Bebe drove the Porsche 991 to pick up the Panamera with Cheng Menjing. Normally, it would take quite a few days to repair a car. However, Jean Bebe was a member of the Jean family. Therefore, the 4S shop fixed the car for her as quickly as possible. If it was towed here in the morning, it could be picked up at night. Thankfully, the Panamera was a Porsche that had a relatively large market share. It had a complete set of accessories. I won't go in. I'll wait for you outside. Cheng Menjing was not very interested in cars. Therefore, when they arrived at the Porsche, she asked Jean Bebe to pick up the car herself. When Jean Bebe entered the maintenance workshop of the 4S shop, she saw that her luxurious car was glittering and parked in the parking space. Obviously, it had been renewed. Wow! It's finally fixed. Jean Bebe went to test the car in delight, while the maintenance manager followed Jean Bebe carefully. Miss Jean, are you satisfied with it? Yes. Jean Bebe touched the luxurious car. She could not tell that it had been repaired at all. Right, is the gas tank full? Is the auxiliary gas tank filled? The gas tank is full, but the auxiliary gas tank. Miss Jean, there's no auxiliary gas tank in this car, the maintenance manager asked, finding it odd. Why not? I've modified the auxiliary gas tank. You didn't steal it, did you? Jean Bebe demanded angrily. Miss Jean, there really is no auxiliary gas tank in this car. Take a look if you don't believe me. The chassis of this car is low, and there is no place to install the auxiliary gas tank, unless it is installed in the back seat. However, your back seat is intact. How can you install an auxiliary gas tank? The maintenance manager explained with a bitter face. There was no telling who had told the young lady that the Panamera had an auxiliary gas tank. There isn't? Jean Bebe was slightly dazed. Then, she thought of something and asked, then, is there any gasoline left in the previous tank? No. The tank was pierced through by a hard iron ball from the side and pierced through from the bottom. The oil has all flowed away along the chassis. It's impossible for there to be any gasoline left. The maintenance manager said. Also, the oil circuit of the car has not been modified. Even if there is an auxiliary gas tank, it is still unusable. I see. Jean Bebe nodded. Holy sh*T. My cousin-in-law is truly a transformer. What did you say, Miss Jean? The maintenance manager asked in confusion. Nothing. I said, that's all. Jean Bebe took the car key and drove away. After all, the maintenance fee had been paid with Chen Jinpeng's voucher. When Xiaofan returned home, he happened to see Jean Bebe and Cheng Menjing driving home, too. Seeing that Jean Bebe's car had been repaired, Xiaofan suddenly thought of something. The auxiliary gas tank yesterday was just nonsense. The car did not have an auxiliary gas tank at all. Now that Jean Bebe had gone to repair the car, wasn't it? Transformer brother-in-law, you're back. Jean Bebe had added the word transformer to Xiaofan's address. The meaningful address gave Xiaofan quite a shock. It seemed that Jean Bebe must have known about the auxiliary gas tank. Xiaofan nodded and asked, yes, I'm back. Has your car been repaired? Yes, I'm back. Jean Bebe looked at Xiaofan and blinked. Cousin-in-law, where did you get your car? Is it your kind of Autobots? Does it need gasoline? Seeing that Jean Bebe was talking nonsense, Cheng Menjing said, Bebe, what are you talking about? Transformers and Autobots? Also, what does a car need if not gasoline? Chapter 171. We still have the electric car. Jean Bebe said. Although Jean Bebe explained it to him, Xiaofan was still a bit scared. It seemed that Jean Bebe had really found out something, but she did not say it out. Have you had dinner? I'll go cook. Xiaofan went to make food directly, avoiding talking to Jean Bebe just in case. You still know to ask us if we have had dinner? Cheng Menjing was angry when she talked about eating. There is nothing at home, and you went out. Luckily, Bebe was at home. We drove to eat. If I were alone at home, I would have been starved to death by you. Luckily, my family broke off the engagement with you. If I were married to you, I would have had to practice Anidia. Xiaofan was speechless. I'll be more careful next time. I'll make delicious food for you before I leave. Humph. That's more like it. I'll forgive you this time. Go and make more delicious food for me. Cheng Menjing was quite satisfied with Xiaofan's good attitude. Xiaofan set the electric pot to automatically boil and then went to the kitchen to cook. In fact, there were vegetables, meat, and eggs in the kitchen. It was just that neither Cheng Menjing nor Jean Bebe knew how to cook. After the meal, Xiaofan went back to his room to take medicine and exercise, while Cheng Menjing and Jean Bebe went upstairs. Before they went upstairs, Jean Bebe glanced at Xiaofan thoughtfully, which made Xiaofan feel creeped out. This girl must have known something about him, but she did not say it out. Therefore, Xiaofan did not know what she meant. However, the more she did that, the more Xiaofan felt that Jean Bebe knew a lot. However, since Jean Bebe did not say it out, nor did she tell Cheng Menjing, Xiaochen was happy to pretend that nothing had happened. The night passed uneventfully. The next day, Xiaochen woke up earlier than usual. After cooking porridge for Cheng Menjing and Jean Bebe, he rushed to Tang Tang's house. Xiaochen's sudden appearance startled Tang Tang, who was washing her face and rinsing her mouth. "Why did you come so early and come to my house?" Last night, Xiaochen wanted to see Tang Tang, but because of Lu Jianbiao's incident, it was late, so Xiaochen didn't go. So he came earlier the next day to see if Tang Tang was okay. "Have you recovered from your illness?" Xiaochen reached out to touch Tang Tang's forehead. After a night of calmness, Xiaochen had returned to the casual attitude between brothers. "Of course. My physique is very good," Tang Tang said. "If I hadn't been sick and couldn't practice, would have been a warrior at least at the 3rd level of the internal force. I almost reached the 1st level before." "Well, you are a strong woman," Xiaochen said. "I am relieved that you are fine. Let's go to the morning street together." Tang Tang finished washing up quickly. The two of them took the things from the youtiao stall and went to the morning street. The busy morning began again. But to Tang Tang and Xiaochen's surprise, Lin did not come today. When it was almost time for school, Lin did not come to deliver the noodles or buy the youtiao. So Tang Tang said, "Xiaochen, why don't you go and see what happened to Lin? I don't want her to catch a cold because I infected her yesterday." "Okay, I'll go and see." Xiaochen took some youtiao and a big bowl of soy milk. He went to the noodle stall of Lin's home. Seeing Lin Ke's busy figure from afar, Xiaochen heaved a sigh of relief. Perhaps it was because business was good today and she couldn't leave. Xiaochen quickly walked over. "Lin Ke." "Ah." When Lin heard the voice, she was shocked. The scene of last night came to her mind again. The beef noodle in her hand fell to the ground with a bang. "You wicked girl, are you looking for trouble?" Mother Lin saw Lin throw a bowl of noodles on the ground. She was very angry and said, "Clean it up quickly." "Ah, okay." Lin Ke hurriedly nodded. Xiaochen did not expect that when he called Lin spilled the noodles. He felt a little sorry in his heart. He quickly walked over and put the youtiao and soy milk on the empty table. Then he squatted down and said, "Let me help you." "Ah." When Lin saw Xiaochen coming over, she seemed to be shocked. Her body flashed back. As a result, she was unstable and fell to the ground. The pants that Lin Dongliang had washed for her yesterday were full of soup on the noodles. Xiaochen was stunned. He was very puzzled as to why Lin Ke had such a big reaction. He hurriedly wanted to go over and help her up, but Lin Ke suddenly stood up, looked at Xiaochen, and said while trembling with fear, I'm fine, it's not your fault, this child, is there something wrong with her?" Mother Lin knew Xiaochen. When she saw him send the youtiao, she was very happy, but Lin's reaction today made her feel very annoyed. What's wrong with this girl? Since she fell down last night, she has been a little absent-minded. She even talked nonsense in her dreams at night. Something like don't kill me, etc. Is she possessed? Maybe it's because I called out to her and distracted her. Xiaochen quickly cleaned up the noodles on the ground and said apologetically, "This is the youtiao and soy milk that I sent for you. Eat it while it's hot. If there's nothing else, I'll go first." "Ku'er, why don't you cook noodles for your classmate?" Mother Lin urged. Although she liked to take advantage of others, she also knew that if she didn't return the favor, then she could only take advantage once or twice. "Ah, okay." Although Lin was afraid of Xiaochen, her mother ordered her to do it. She couldn't do it. Moreover, she didn't dare to tell the truth. She could only bite the bullet and say to Xiaochen nervously, "Then, you wait. I'm going to cook noodles. No, I won't eat." Xiaochen smiled. "I'm also closing up the stall. I'm going to school." That's fine. Tomorrow, let Kuer send you the noodles. Mother Lin saw that Xiaochen insisted on refusing, so she didn't persuade him again. Xiaochen nodded and left quickly. Lin looked at his back and suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. On his way back, Xiaochen passed by a messaging store. He suddenly remembered that the SIM card he had left behind at the Warrior Guild was the one he had bought later on. Since his phone could only be inserted with one card, Xiaochen decided to buy another phone. The messaging store was empty in the morning. The boss sat in front of the counter and played with his phone. When he saw Xiaochen coming in, he nodded to him. What do you want to buy? Is there an iPhone with dual card and dual standby? Xiaochen thought about it and asked. He was using an iPhone now. If he suddenly changed to a phone, he was afraid that people would be suspicious. In fact, Xiaochen was too cautious. However, there was no harm in being careful. Xiaochen's current situation didn't allow him to be careless. Oh, there is. It's a knockoff. The boss took out 4 or 5 iPhones from the counter and said to Xiaochen, "How much do you want?" "From 300 to more than 1,000. The appearance is similar. The difference is the processor and flash memory. It's fine as long as it can be used." Xiaochen chose the cheapest one. He just made a phone call and didn't play games. It didn't matter if it was expensive or cheap. The main thing he wanted was to have dual card and dual standby. "Oh, then this one. 380. The boss handed the cheapest one to Xiaochen. Xiaochen roughly looked at it. If there was no problem, he paid the money. Then, he took out his own phone and took out the SIM card from it. He also took out the card that he bought in the morning market. Both cards were stuffed into the knockoff phone. Originally, the boss thought that the one that Xiaochen used before was also broken. However, while Xiaochen was testing the phone, he picked up Xiaochen's previous phone and looked at it. He found that it was actually a real iPhone. He was speechless. "I say, buddy, your phone is a real iPhone. Why did you change it to a fake one? Isn't there no dual card and dual standby?" Xiaochen said. The boss really didn't understand Xiaochen's approach. "Since you are so rich, you can buy a high-end phone with dual card and dual standby. Why do you have to use a knockoff Apple?" Not long after leaving the communication shop, Xiaochen's phone rang with a text message notification. Xiaochen quickly took out his phone. He was afraid that the person who posted the mission had contacted him. He had forgotten about it after he went back yesterday. After clicking to read, Xiaochen realized that the person who sent the text message wasn't the person who posted the mission, but the rich woman who was looking for the dog last time. Moreover, she sent more than one message. "White Fox Hero, you didn't turn on your phone. Please reply when you turn on your phone. I have something to ask of you. White Fox Hero, I am a customer who helped you find the dog. Please reply if you have anything." The following messages were similar. Xiaochen was a little speechless. He didn't expect that he would have a repeat customer. He hadn't looked at the SIM card since he took it out. Xiaochen clicked to return the call. Since there were so many messages, he couldn't just ignore them. After all, the rich woman's dog-finding fee had helped Xiaochen a lot. "White Fox Hero. You finally replied. That's great, that's great." As soon as the phone was connected, the rich woman's excited voice came. "It's me. I'm sorry. I accepted a mission before, so I couldn't turn on my phone." Xiaochen said, "I just saw your text message. It's okay. It's good that I found you." The rich woman said, "This is the case. My sister-in-law's child was stolen. Detective White Fox Hero, you are so powerful. Can you help me find it?" "Child? Stolen?" Xiaochen was stunned. "It's not a kidnapping, right?" This rich woman was so rich. Her sister-in-law was probably rich too. It was very likely that the child was kidnapped. It shouldn't be. It has been 3 days, and no one has contacted us. If it is really a kidnapping, then my sister-in-law has paid. You know, our family is not short of money, but the key is that there is no news now. The rich woman said, I don't know if White Fox Hero can help. We can discuss the reward. Let's meet at noon today. You tell me the details of the matter. I will see if I can accept it. Xiao Chen hesitated and didn't refuse. After all, he was short of money. If he could earn some money through this mission, it would be a good thing. Chapter 172. Okay. Where is it? Tell me a place, and I'll go to you, the rich woman said quickly. It's near Ningning No. 2 Middle School. Find a place and text me at noon. I'll go there, Xiao Chen said. Okay, that's a deal. I'll be waiting for you, Hero White Fox, the rich woman said. When they returned to the Youtiao stall, Tang Tang had already packed up. They sent the things to the sundry goods store and went to school. They walked together, but they met a person who made Xiao Chen feel complicated. That person was his sister, Xiao Xiao. Cheng Mengxiang, Cheng Menjing's cousin, and Qi Zhigao surrounded Xiao Xiao on both sides. Xiao Xiao was like a proud princess. She ignored them and walked quickly to school. Xiao Chen could not help but sigh softly when he saw this. Before marriage, women from big families were pursued by the young men from those aristocratic families. But once they got married, they would become a bird in a cage, a canary. They would no longer be as proud as they used to be, and a tragic life in a noble family would begin from then on. It was inevitable. In big families, women were always vassals. Jean Bebe might be the exception among the exceptions. Compared to Cheng Mengxiang, Xiao Chen thought Qi Zhigao was more suitable for Xiao Xiao. This boy liked her without any ulterior motives. He had been pursuing Xiao Xiao since he was young, but Cheng Mengxiang, who appeared out of nowhere, had a purpose. Xiao Chen always felt that Cheng Mengxiang had an ulterior motive. Xiao Chen saw Xiao Xiao, and Xiao Xiao naturally saw Xiao Chen too. Her expression changed slightly, but she pretended that she did not see him and quickened her pace. She was afraid that he would embarrass her. Xiao Chen shook his head in a self-deprecating manner. Seeing Xiao Xiao's expression change, Cheng Mengxiang soon found out the reason. He stopped and said to Xiao Chen, "Isn't this my ex-brother-in-law? But after you were dumped by my sister, you seem to have a unique taste. Do you want this kind of trash? Watch your mouth. Don't get yourself into trouble." Xiao Chen's eyes flashed with anger. However, he resisted the urge to kill Cheng Mengxiang on the spot. For some reason, Xiao Chen found that he was getting angrier and angrier. In the past, Xiao Chen was a very patient person. However, ever since he killed Chen Jinkuan, Xiao Chen felt that he was a little irritable. This wasn't a good thing. Just like yesterday, when he faced Medicine Master Sun, he was a little impulsive. Then, he vented all the anger that Medicine Master Sun had not vented on Lu Dianbiao. Originally, he could have gotten more information about young Master Jin from Lu Dianbiao, but Xiao Chen decisively killed him. This kind of hostility came from the heart, which made it difficult for Xiao Chen to calm down in many situations. Trouble comes from the mouth. Cheng Mengxiang smiled and turned to the frowning Xiao Xiao. "Xiao Xiao, did you see that? Your useless brother knows how to threaten people? I'd like to see what you can do to me if I say that Tang Tang is a pig today." Xiao Xiao pursed her lips and said, "Why do you have to lower yourself to his level? Do you think you're superior to an abandoned son of the Xiao family? What annoys me the most is to bully the weak to get a sense of existence. It's meaningless." This. Cheng Mengxiang was stunned. After thinking about it carefully, he realized that it was true. He and a useless young master were abandoned by Cheng Menjing's servants. What was there to show off? They really had nothing better to do. Thinking of this, Cheng Mengxiang snorted and said, I forgot that Xiao Chen, you don't have the ability to challenge me anymore. I don't need to talk nonsense with you. Young Master Kun, you have to uphold justice for me. Xiao Chen suddenly waved his hand and stopped an Audi that was driving over. Yu Xiaochuan frowned when he saw Qi Zhigao. He thought that this guy didn't provoke Xiao Chen again, did he? This was the *TTY job he had to do every day. If it wasn't for breaking off the engagement with the Tang family, he wouldn't have to do this. Oh, it's Xiao Chen. What's the matter? Yu Xiaochuan got out of the car. Young Master Kun, I finally fell in love with Tang Tang, but Cheng Mengxiang said that she was a fat pig. How can I have the face to stay in the second high school in the future? I have to transfer. Xiao Chen said with a sad face, he can insult my people and my name, but he can't insult my Tang Tang. Yu Xiaochuan really wanted to beat Cheng Mengxiang up. Isn't he looking for trouble? You should be chasing after your Xiao Xiao. Why did you come here to find a sense of existence with Xiao Chen? However, Cheng Mengxiang was the son of the first family in Songning City, the Cheng family. Although Yu Xiaochuan was the leader of the younger generation, he still didn't dare to go too far in front of Cheng Mengxiang. He could only say, Cheng Mengxiang, aren't your words a bit harsh? Tang Tang used to be my fiancé. Why? Do you mean that I, Yu Xiaochuan, like pigs? This. Cheng Mengxiang was stunned. He didn't expect that Yu Xiaochuan would stand up for Xiao Chen. This Xiao Chen was really popular. There were people who protected him in the second high school. Although Yu Xiaochuan's Yu family was not as strong as the Cheng family, the rankings of these families changed. When they rose to the top in the future, it was uncertain what would happen. With Yu Xiaochuan's ability, even if he didn't lead the families, he could still be on par with the Cheng family. I'm just kidding. Cheng Mengxiang took a deep breath. He had to lower his head when he was under someone else's roof. He was not a student of the second high school, but a junior high school student. He was unfamiliar with the second high school. It was not good to cause trouble without seeing the situation clearly. Qi Zhigao secretly cursed Cheng Mengxiang for being an idiot. It was not a secret that he suffered losses in the hands of Xiao Chen. Cheng Mengxiang still went to provoke Xiao Chen publicly. Wasn't he looking for trouble? If you really want to find trouble, why don't you do it behind my back? Qi Zhigao planned to do so. He was young and impetuous. He was humiliated by Xiao Chen. Although he didn't dare to make trouble because of Yu Xiaochuan's pressure, he secretly prepared to make trouble for Xiao Chen. Otherwise, it would be difficult to relieve the hatred in his heart. When they went upstairs, Tang Tang said to Xiao Chen helplessly, I say, Xiao Chen, you are not the Xiao Chen of the past. Can't you bear it? Even if you scold me as a fat girl and a fat pig, I am used to it. I am really afraid that you will fight with him. If Xiao Chen and Cheng Mengxiang became enemies, would it affect the relationship between Xiao Chen and him? Although Tang Tang didn't like Cheng Mengxiang very much, for the sake of Xiao Chen, she didn't want Xiao Chen and Cheng Mengxiang to be enemies. Don't you have a free bodyguard, Yu Xiaochuan? Xiao Chen said with a smile, I saw his car, so I got mad. The first time he met Qi Zhigao, Xiao Chen saw Yu Xiaochuan. Today, Xiao Chen really didn't see him, but in order not to worry Tang Tang, he lied. Is that so? Tang Tang believed it, and then she breathed a sigh of relief and said, but it is not worth it to offend people casually. If you offend those aristocratic children for me, they will find trouble with you. There are too many lice. Xiao Chen shrugged and said, forget it. It's okay. Go to class. The morning slipped away in a hurry. At noon, Xiao Chen greeted Tang Tang and went to a restaurant called Sakura Restaurant, near the second high school according to the text message sent by the rich woman. This was a relatively high-end restaurant nearby. The rich woman was not short of money. Since Xiao Chen limited the location to near the second high school, she could only choose this place. Xiao Chen, wearing a chef's suit and a white fox mask, came to the door of the Sakura restaurant. However, Xiao Chen's strange costume made the greeter at the door stunned. She didn't want to let him in. After all, what if other customers saw it and were scared? However, when they just wanted to stop him, the rich woman's driver, old Lu, came over quickly and respectfully said to Xiao Chen, "Mr. White Fox, hello. Mrs. Wang is waiting for you upstairs. She asked me to welcome you here." The waiter shut up directly at this time. They saw what cars old Lu and his group drove. One was a Mercedes-Benz, and the other was a Rolls-Royce. Xiao Chen was their guest. How could they afford to offend him? "Okay, please lead the way. Sorry to bother you." Xiao Chen didn't expect that Mrs. Wang actually sent her driver to wait downstairs. It seemed that Mrs. Wang's attitude toward him had changed after he helped her find the dog last time. Xiao Chen followed Old Six all the way downstairs and came to the most high-end private room in the entire Sakura restaurant, rich and beautiful flowers. As soon as he entered the door, the rich woman he saw last time and a very haggard but beautiful middle-aged woman stood up together. The haggard woman saw Xiao Chen as if she saw hope. "Master White Fox, please help me find my child. I beg you. I only had this child when I was 40 years old. I can't live without him." "Ugh, this lady, don't be impatient." Xiao Chen wanted to call her auntie, but he gave up on it after thinking about it. His current identity and age were secrets. "I will think of a way, but you have to maintain your emotions so that you can tell me the cause and effect. Sister-in-law, Detective White Fox is very powerful. Don't be agitated. Talk to him. He will definitely find my little nephew." The rich woman quickly comforted her. "Okay." The haggard woman nodded, but looking at her emotions, it seemed that it was difficult to explain the problem. "Let me say it." The rich woman sighed and said to Xiao Chen, "This is what happened. It was the morning before yesterday. My sister-in-law drove my little nephew to the park to bask in the sun as usual. However, when she parked by the park, she suddenly heard a dong sound from the car. My sister-in-law thought that she had hit something, so she got out to check, but she didn't see anything. She only saw a mineral water bottle. It should have been thrown by someone and hit the car. So my sister-in-law subconsciously looked to see if her car was damaged. When she found that there was no problem, she returned to the car. However, my little nephew, who was in the car's safety seat, disappeared. It was just a few minutes." Chapter 173. In this case, it seems to be a premeditated crime. Xiao Chen smiled bitterly and said, "Have you offended anyone recently?" "This. My husband is doing business. It's inevitable to offend people. However, the other party stole my son, and there's no news about it. No one told us what they want to achieve, or if they want money." The haggard woman said anxiously. "That basically eliminates the possibility of kidnapping for ransom. If the other party wants money, it's impossible for them to not contact you for so many days." Xiao Chen said, "In this case, there are only the possibilities of kidnapping and revenge." However, Xiao Chen felt that the possibility of kidnapping was not high. After all, this woman's car should be a luxury car. Even if a human trafficker wanted to make a move, they wouldn't choose such a person. This kind of person was rich and powerful. If their child was lost, they would definitely search at all costs. The possibility of something happening to them was higher. Therefore, the possibility of revenge was very high. However, this woman's husband was a businessman. The business world was like a battlefield. He must have offended a lot of people. She didn't know, so it was more difficult for Xiao Chen to investigate. To be honest, this kind of aimless search without a goal was not something Xiao Chen was good at. The last time he found the dog, he completely relied on the six senses of a cultivator and found it by smell. However, it rained yesterday, so Xiaochen couldn't rely on smell anymore. It rained yesterday. Some clues should have been destroyed. To be honest, your case is more difficult. I suggest you start with your nearest competitor. Xiaochen suggested. Master White Fox, please help me. My husband is suspicious of everyone, but time waits for no man. My son hasn't been weaned yet. What if something happens to him? The haggard woman said anxiously. That's right. I'll try my best. Xiaochen sighed. Parents in the world were always concerned about their children. Until now, Xiaochen still remembered the excitement and anticipation in his father's eyes when he gave the body-tempering pill to him. Thank you, White Fox Hero. The reward is negotiable. As long as you can find my nephew, I will give you 2 million. Is that okay? The rich woman said, in addition, we owe you a favor. If you need our help, I will never refuse. Okay, I'll try. 2 million was really a lot for Xiaochen, so Xiaochen planned to give it a try. Of course, he didn't have much confidence. He could only take one step at a time. Bring me the child's photo, the car, and the location. As for the favor, Xiaochen didn't really care much. After all, it was useless to find this rich woman for something he couldn't handle in Songning City. Ordinary people couldn't participate in the family level. No problem, I've brought it. The rich woman handed a folder to Xiaochen and said, the car is the Rolls-Royce sports car downstairs. The Rolls-Royce? Xiaochen could not help but be slightly stunned. He really couldn't tell that this rich woman's sister-in-law was really rich. Although the Xiao family was a martial arts family, in terms of money, they had earned quite a lot in the past few years. However, even Xiaochen didn't dare say that he could afford a Rolls-Royce sports car. This kind of sports car was custom-made and expensive. Even the descendants of aristocratic families would not be able to afford it. Pardon me for asking, but are you from Songning City? Xiaochen had never seen such a Rolls-Royce sports car in Songning City. If this person was from Songning City, Xiaochen would have heard of him before. No, I married into Songning City, but my brother and sister-in-law are in the provincial capital. The rich woman explained, we are from the provincial capital Xia family. Have you heard of us, White Fox Hero? Provincial capital Xia family. Xiaochen was shocked. As a member of the Xiao family, he naturally knew of the famous Xia family of the provincial capital. This family was not a martial arts family, but a business family. However, no one dared to underestimate them. This was because the Xia family was the medicinal ingredient supplier of the entire provincial martial arts market. In other words, they were the partners of the Hong Chamber of Commerce. Even if this family was not a martial arts family, it was still a powerful existence. Many of these families wanted to build a relationship with the Xia family. They wanted to build a relationship with the Warrior Guild or the Hong Chamber of Commerce through them. In the past, the Xiao family had tried every means possible to build a good relationship with the Xia family, but they had no way to do so. After all, if they could cooperate with the Xia family, not only would they have connections, but they would also have money. How could a martial arts family develop without money? However, the Xia family could let you participate in any business, and you could make a fortune. No wonder the rich woman said that she owed them a favor. She had the guts to say it out loud. I've heard of it. It's a big business. However, since you are from the Xia family, you shouldn't be looking for me, right? It would be easier to put pressure on the Warrior Guild or issue a trial mission, right? Xiaochen was puzzled. The rich woman and the haggard woman were not surprised that Xiaochen knew about the Warrior Guild. After all, Xiaochen was also a very powerful person. It was not surprising that he knew about these things. It has been issued. However, the Warrior Guild is not good at this kind of mission to find people. Unless it's a stroke of luck, it is very difficult to find them. The rich woman smiled bitterly and explained, moreover, the place where the child went missing was in Songning City. My sister-in-law drove my little nephew here to see me. They will be sponsoring me here for a period of time. Xiaochen nodded. It seemed that the scope of this mission was wider. Intuition told Xiaochen that this mission would not be easy, so Xiaochen did not stand on ceremony. He said, "Then, I will also accept the mission from the warrior guild." "Is there a problem?" "Of course, there is no problem." The rich woman said, "This is your extra reward." "Okay, I will go back and study it." Xiaochen put away the information. At this time, the food was also served. Xiaochen was temporarily at ease to eat. The rich woman ate a few mouthfuls, but the haggard woman could not eat at all. She just looked at Xiaochen expectantly, hoping that Xiaochen could bring her a miracle. Xiaochen ate for a while. He felt a little uncomfortable, so he took out the information and flipped through it. The haggard woman's son was not too old. He was only 1.5 years old. However, at this age, even if he was weaned, his life would not be in danger if he had other food to maintain. This made Xiaochen feel relieved. As he continued to read, Xiaochen found that the information was just some children's photos. There were no substantial clues. "While you are eating, tell me about your suspect." Xiaochen put down the information and said, "If you don't tell the truth, then there is nothing I can do." Before, Xiaochen did not know the identity of these two people. However, now that he knew, Xiaochen felt that with the Xia family status, it was impossible that they did not know who the enemy was. There must be a suspect. If she did not say, there might be a reason behind it. However, it would increase the difficulty of Xiaochen's investigation. The haggard woman hesitated, as if she did not know what to say. "Sister-in-law, what is there to be embarrassed about? Since Hero White Fox asked you, just say it." The rich woman was impatient. "Why don't I say it? Currently, the suspect is Medicine Master Sun from the Warriors Market." Medicine Master Sun? Xiaochen was stunned. Why was he involved? What was the benefit of Medicine Master Sun kidnapping the Xie family's child? Actually, it is just a suspicion. The rich woman said, Medicine Master Sun is actually a member of the Sun family from a neighboring city. The Sun family was originally a small family that relied on a small pharmaceutical business to survive. However, after the appearance of Medicine Master Sun, an alchemist from the Warriors Market, the Sun family began to rise rapidly. Now, they are no smaller than our Xie family. An alchemist can actually lead an entire family? Xiaochen was a little surprised. This was too exaggerated. Under the influence of an alchemist, a small family was actually not weaker than the Xie family? That is for sure. Although our Xie family has connections, we do not have an alchemist. After all, we are outsiders, not insiders. If the insiders want to keep Medicine Master Sun, it is impossible for them to not give him some benefits. The rich woman said, I heard that this year, the Sun family wants to become the exclusive raw material supplier of the Warriors Guild. However, our Xie family has a contract with the Warriors Guild. There are still 5 years left. If the Sun family wants to replace us, it is basically impossible unless they buy the supply rights from us. In that case, if it was really done by the Sun family, then why didn't they tell you? Xiaochen was a little puzzled. If they told you that the child is in their hands, wouldn't it be easier for you to give up the supply rights for these 5 years? Mr. White Fox, you should know some things about the aristocratic families. The aristocratic families are restricted by the local Warriors Guild and the country's Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Although there are fights and deaths among the aristocratic families, it is always done under reasonable circumstances. Kidnapping is not something that can be put on the table. If this crime is proven, the Warriors Guild will not ignore it, even if Medicine Master Sun is an alchemist there. The Warriors Guild must maintain the fairness of the major issues. The rich woman explained, That's why we suspect that medicine master's son took my nephew away to scare the Xie family. That's why we gave up our supply rights. Who knows, my nephew might have returned without anyone knowing. Isn't this also possible? I'd rather believe it than not. If you care about the child, what's wrong with giving up the supply rights for 5 years? Xiaochen asked. Although my brother is the current young master of the Xie family, you should know that the young master is not the same as the head of the family. Even the head of the family cannot act arbitrarily. These 5 years of supply rights are related to the future development and survival of the Xie family. If we give it away so casually, what will happen to the Xie family? The rich woman shook her head and said helplessly, "This is also the reason why we can only ask you, Hero White Fox." Chapter 174. Xiaochen could not help but sigh. He thought of himself. Wasn't the Xiao family the same? In the face of the family's interests, they would still choose the family's interests, not an abandoned child. If the Xiao family was like this, then the Xie family would probably be the same. I will do my best. Xiaochen did not dare to promise too much. After all, Xiaochen was not 100% confident in this kind of thing. You should also prepare the information on the Sun family, right? Give it to me together. Here it is. The rich woman was a little embarrassed. She handed a file to Xiaochen and said, "White Fox Hero, I didn't mean to hide it. It's just that the Sun family is too involved, and I'm afraid that you will get involved. I took their money to help them avoid disasters." Xiaochen took the file and looked through it. However, the information on the Sun family was about business. Xiaochen did not have much use for it, so he simply closed the file and asked, "I just want to know the overall strength of the Sun family. How many martial artists do they have, and what level are they?" The Sun family's strength. They are very rich, but when it comes to martial artists, they don't have many. This is because they are the same as our Xie family, not a martial arts family. They don't have any martial artists, and only the 3rd generation started cultivating. So, the most powerful person in the Sun family is a Stage 6 Inner Force martial artist guard, and 2 Stage 5 Inner Force martial artist bodyguards. The rich lady said, however, Medicine Master Sun has many experts around him. If the Sun family can successfully cooperate with the Warrior Guild, they will be able to come into contact with more martial artists. More martial artists will be willing to risk their lives for them. After all, there are benefits to following the Sun family. Just like our Xie family, we have gathered a group of martial artists. Stage 7. His strength is quite powerful. Xiaochen hesitated. If it was around Stage 5, he could still deal with it. However, he had no confidence in dealing with Stage 7. However, this Stage 7 Inner Force martial artist is the Sun family's main guard. He usually cultivates by himself. If you are careful, you can avoid him. The rich woman sighed. If our Xie family's martial artists take action, it won't be so troublesome. However, most of the Sun family know each other. If we really take action, it will be a fight to the death, and there will be endless trouble, I understand. Xiaochen waved his hand. He did not care why the Xie family didn't take action. Since the rich woman had found him, he would naturally try his best. Since there was money to be made, he would naturally try his best. How about this? I will go to the Sun family tonight. If your nephew is really there, there must be some clues. I will find a way to rescue him. Thank you, White Fox Hero. The rich woman said gratefully. After lunch, Xiaochen also took his leave. The information he could obtain here was really limited. Xiaochen might as well investigate by himself at night. The last class of the night was a night self-study session. Xiaochen applied for leave and left the school first. He told the eldest young mistress that he was going to buy medicinal herbs, and the eldest young mistress did not suspect anything. The Xiaochen of the house. He of Chen and drove to the car. He of Chen of the car. However, when the car approached the Sun family, Xiao Chen was a little dumbfounded. The scale of the Sun family was no worse than those aristocratic families. In fact, the Sun family was no worse than the aristocratic families. It was even built more luxuriously. At the intersection of a road, they were separated. There were servants standing guard, but now that things had come to this, Xiao Chen had no choice. He could only pretend that he didn't see these servants and drove all the way in. However, what surprised Xiao Chen was that no one stopped him when he drove on this road. The guards just glanced at him and ignored him. They didn't stop Xiao Chen. This road was not short. Along the way, Xiao Chen was a little scared. He was afraid that he would be stopped midway. But what surprised Xiao Chen was that no one stopped him until the Sun family's manor appeared in front of him. In front of the manor, there were also guards patrolling. Xiao Chen still chose to force his way in because there was no place to hide. It was almost impossible to go to these big families alone. There was only one person or one car in the empty land. There was nowhere to hide. Even if Xiao Chen got out of the car, he would be discovered. So, Xiao Chen went all out and continued to drive into the manor. However, to Xiao Chen's surprise, no one stopped him this time. The guards also glanced at him and continued to patrol. Damn! Xiao Chen was completely shocked this time. Were these people blind or something? Or is the Sun family's security measures too weak? Anyone can come in. The patrolling guards are useless? No one questioned him, and no one stopped him. Xiao Chen parked the car in the parking lot. Then, he found a shadow and hid. Although Xiao Chen felt that these guards were a little unbelievable, he was not careless. After all, if he was really discovered, he would be dead. Although he was a cultivator at the 4th level of the Qi refinement stage, he could only be regarded as one of the best among the younger generation of the aristocratic families in Songning City. In the eyes of the aristocratic families, he was still too weak. When the guards walked away and there was no one nearby, Xiao Chen began to act. The Sun family's manor was huge. Xiao Chen had used his divine sense and mental strength to sense the child's breath, but he found nothing. It seemed that he could only search slowly. This money was really not easy to earn. Fortunately, the sky was getting dark. Xiao Chen moved quickly along the shadows of the buildings in the manor. Those guards were obviously martial artists at the 1st level of the inner force. For Xiao Chen, it was a piece of cake. Avoiding them was like playing a game. Xiao Chen walked all the way to a relatively luxurious standalone villa. The lights were on, so it was obvious that there was someone there. Furthermore, looking at how luxurious this place was, it should be someone important to the Sun family. Xiao Chen planned to get some information from them. However, just as Xiao Chen was about to enter the villa, he heard footsteps coming from not far away. Xiao Chen quickly dodged into the flowers of the villa's garden and lay down. A person with an anxious expression walked quickly into the villa. He did not notice Xiao Chen at all. When this person entered the villa, Xiao Chen took a look. The door of the villa was actually fingerprint authentication. In other words, it was impossible for Xiao Chen to open the door with his Yuan Qi. A mechanical door could be opened, but this was an electronic program. No matter how powerful Xiao Chen's Yuan Qi was, it would be useless. When this person entered the villa, Xiao Chen simply gave up the idea of entering from the main door. He jumped, and his whole person was like a lizard, climbing on the wall outside the villa. Now Xiao Chen looked like Spider-Man. This was not a problem at all for Xiao Chen, who was at the 4th level of the Qi refinement stage. Even a martial artist at the 1st level of the inner force could do it. Outside the villa, it was not a smooth cliff. In order to look beautiful, the outside was uneven, which made it easy for Xiao Chen to climb up. Following the voices inside, Xiao Chen came to a lighted window. Although his current appearance was easy to be discovered if someone looked at him, after Xiao Chen's observation, the Sun family's security work was really poor. These guards were almost useless. Of course, this was probably related to the Sun family being a business family. If it was a martial arts family, it would not be like this. Ah, Duo, you're back? How's the matter? Is there any news from Biaozi? The one who spoke was a young man. He did not look very old, probably about the same age as Xiao Chen. Replying to young Master Jin, there's still no news. Ah, Duo said carefully, yesterday, Brother Biao followed Zhu Yingxiong and a person in a fox mask from the warrior guild's parking lot. After that, there was no news. I'm guessing that it's the Zhu clan's doing. Zhu family, it's possible. Young Master Jin nodded and said, who is that person in the fox mask? Did you find out? Is he Zhu Yingxiong's bodyguard? This is not clear yet, but according to my observation, there doesn't seem to be such a person around Zhu Yingxiong, Ah Duo said. Listening to the conversation in the room, Xiao Chen could not help but feel a chill in his heart. Young Master Jin. Brother Biao? Zhu Yingxiong? Fox mask? This person was the young master from another family who wanted to hit on Kerlin? His words at the back had confirmed this point. However, Xiao Chen did not expect that this young Master Jin was actually from the Sun family. Sun family. Xiao Chen did not expect that the first family he would face would be the Sun family. Looking at the young man in the wheelchair in the room, Xiao Chen felt that it was a little funny. Zhu Yingxiong was really sinister, even more vicious than his own anus. This was simply cutting off his descendants. Damn, Zhu Yingxiong is only a level 1 inner force warrior. The problem must be with that person in the fox mask. I will kill him sooner or later. Young Master Jin fiercely gritted his teeth and said, investigate, continue to investigate. I want to know his identity. Kacha, there was a soft sound. Young Master Jin thought it was the sound of wind blowing through the window. However, Ah Duo, who was in front of him, widened his eyes and pointed behind young Master Jin in disbelief. What's with your expression? Ah Duo, do you have a problem? Young Master Jin looked at the suddenly stunned Ah Duo in confusion. Young Master Jin, behind you, look behind you. Ah Duo's body trembled as if he had seen something unbelievable. What's behind me? Ah. Originally, young Master Jin turned around as if nothing had happened. However, when he suddenly saw that there was an additional person behind him, he immediately screamed and almost peed his pants. There's no need to investigate. I am that fox mask. You can call me White Fox, or White Fox Hero. Xiao Chen said indifferently. He was prepared to start with this young Master Jin. Not knowing why, when Xiao Chen saw this young Master Jin, he felt a surge of hostility in his chest. Especially when he thought about how he had ill intentions towards Kerlin, Xiao Chen was even more furious. He almost killed him directly. Chapter 175. You. How did you get in? What do you want? Young Master Jin subconsciously moved his wheelchair 2 steps back and looked at Xiao Chen in horror. Why, are you looking for me? Don't be nervous. If you cooperate, I won't kill you. Of course, if you don't cooperate, I don't mind sending you to see your Biaozi. Aren't you looking for him? Xiao Chen looked at young Master Jin with a faint smile. Although young Master Jin couldn't see Xiao Chen's expression, he heard the threat from his tone. Isn't Biaozi Lu Jianbiao? Lu Jianbiao is already dead? It seems that it was done by the person in front of me. You. How do you want me to cooperate with you? Young Master Jin hesitated and asked in fear. I want to ask you something. You just have to answer truthfully. Xiao Chen said faintly, of course, it's up to me whether you cooperate well or not. If you don't tell the truth, then I can't do anything but send you on your way. Say it. Young Master Jin was relieved when he heard that Xiaochen only asked about things. He really couldn't do anything that would harm the Sun family's interests. After all, although he was greedy for life and afraid of death, he was also a member of the Sun family. If he betrayed the Sun family, it would be worse than death. Do you know Xiaofan? Xiaochen said the name of the rich woman's nephew. Xiaofan? Young Master Jin was slightly stunned. Who is he? He is the third generation of the Xia family in the provincial capital. I heard that your Sun family and the Xia family have been in conflict recently. Did you kidnap the children of the Xia family to achieve the purpose of forcing them out? Xiaochen asked. Young Master Jin finally understood Xiaochen's question. He looked at Xiaochen strangely. You are from the Xia family? But aren't you with the Zhu family's Zhu Yingxiong? I have nothing to do with them. You can call me White Fox Hero. I took the money and helped to eliminate the disaster. Xiaochen slapped young Master Jin's head. Why do you have so much nonsense? Am I asking you or are you asking me? If you want to die, just say it and save time. Anyway, I can still get money from the Zhu family after I kill you. If it wasn't for the Xia family paying me a lot of money to not kill you at this critical juncture, do you think you would be able to live until now? Young Master Jin subconsciously shrunk his neck. He did not doubt Xiaochen's words. If he wanted to kill Zhu Yingxiong, then the Zhu clan could naturally kill him. Xiaochen had probably accepted a mission from the warrior guild. What wouldn't a masked martial artist like him dare to do? I say. Our Sun family doesn't even need to use any tricks. Although this kidnapping seems to solve the problem, if the Warriors Guild finds out about it, it will be even more troublesome if they disqualify our Sun family. Young Master Jin smiled bitterly and said, It's actually very easy for us to get rid of the Xia clan. My uncle, Medicine Master Sun, is in charge of purchasing medicinal herbs at the Warriors Market. As long as Medicine Master Sun says that the quality of the Xia clan's medicinal herbs are not up to standard, they will back off after making things difficult for them a few more times. Why do we have to go against the principles of the Warriors Guild? Xiaochen was stunned when he heard that. He originally thought that this matter was done by the Sun family, but now it seemed that it had nothing to do with the Sun family. Young Master Jin was right. If Medicine Master Sun was hindering them, they wouldn't even need to use these external means to get rid of the Xia clan. Why take the risk? Can your words represent the Sun family? Xiaochen asked. My name is Sun Rongjin. I'm the focus of the third generation of the Sun family. I'm also a strong contender for the position of young master. What do you think? Sun Rongjin said proudly. Slap. Another slap landed on Sun Rongjin's face. I asked you to speak, and you want me to speak? Do you want to die? I don't want to. Sun Rongjin was shocked and quickly lowered his head. The reason why he was so obedient was because he knew the situation of these warriors. For the sake of the warrior guild points, they would accept any mission, even killing people was not a problem. If Sun Rongjin was killed just like that, it would be a little too unjust. If the Xia clan's child was kidnapped, who do you think is the most likely culprit? Xiaochen asked again. How would I know? It's impossible for our Sun family to do it. It's a waste of effort, and it's easy to leave something behind. Sun Rongjin shook his head. I feel that it should be done by someone who doesn't know the Xia clan's identity. Otherwise, who would cause this trouble? Previously, Xiaochen's first impression was that the Sun family was the most suspicious. However, after listening to Sun Rongjin's explanation, Xiaochen thought that the Sun family was the least likely culprit. Since there were other ways, why would they use such a risky method? Thinking of this, Xiaochen glanced at Sun Rongjin. He felt that it was a pity to let him go, so he said to the Elder Heaven Ancestor in his mind, Elder Heaven Ancestor, is there a way to make this person a eunuch? Eunuch? If you kick him to death, won't he become a eunuch? Elder Heaven Ancestor said. Xiao Chen was speechless. What if I kick him to death? Are there any punishment measures? Oh, you inject a trace of vitality into his kidney water point. If he goes to find a woman to have sex, then he will lose his yang and die. Elder Heaven Ancestor thought about it and said. However, this was the method of the demon sect, and it was rarely used. I got it. Xiao Chen sneered and knocked Sun Rongjin and Duo unconscious. Xiao Chen would leave in a while. He was worried that Sun Rongjin would not alert the family's guards to surround and intercept him. It was better to knock them unconscious. Sun Rongjin was only a martial artist with less than stage 1 inner force, and Duo was only a martial artist with just stage 1 inner force. In front of Xiao Chen, they had no power to fight back. After knocking Sun Rongjin unconscious, Xiao Chen extended his hand and pressed on Sun Rongjin's Shinshui acupoint. In the past, when Xiao Chen was a good-for-nothing, he would always study the problems of his body. Therefore, he was very familiar with the acupoints of the human body. After injecting a trace of essence into Sun Rongjin's Shinshui acupoint, Xiao Chen quickly left the place in a flash. All the way to the parking lot, Xiao Chen found that the Lexus LX 570 was still parked there, and no one even paid attention to it. This made Xiao Chen very speechless. The Sun family came and went as if they were walking on flat ground. Xiao Chen got in the car, started the car, and went back the same way. Still, no one paid attention to him, and no one stopped him. It was as if Xiao Chen was invisible. Until he was out of the Sun family's territory, Xiao Chen was relieved. Fortunately, it was the Sun family. If he went to the Cheng family or the Chen family, with his current skills, he wouldn't be able to get in. He would be caught and beaten to death before he could get in. However, this trip was equivalent to a wasted trip. Xiao Chen didn't get any useful information at all. He only knew that young Master Jin was from the Sun family, but what was the use? The kidnappers weren't from the Sun family. Xiao Chen was thinking about how to explain to the rich woman. But no matter what, Xiao Chen had to inform the rich woman. When he returned to the villa area and passed by the door of the rich woman's villa, Xiao Chen stopped the car, got out, and rang the doorbell. The rich woman opened the door and was surprised to see Xiao Chen. White Fox Hero, why are you here so late? I just went to the Sun family. Let's talk inside. Xiao Chen waved his hand and said to the rich woman. Okay, please come in. The rich woman quickly let Xiao Chen into the living room. Her sister-in-law, the haggard woman, also heard the sound and quickly came out of the room. She looked at Xiao Chen with some expectation. I just came out of the Sun family. The Sun family shouldn't be the culprit behind the kidnapping of Xia Xiaofan. As Xiao Chen said this, he took out his phone and played a conversation between him and Sun Rongjin to the rich woman and the haggard woman. In the recording, Sun Rongjin had clearly stated the Sun family's position. The rich woman and the haggard woman had a preconceived notion that the Sun family was behind the kidnapping. But now that they had calmed down and thought about it, Sun Rongjin's words were not unreasonable. Since the Sun family had Medicine Master Sun's help, there was no need for them to do such a dangerous thing. I'm sorry for troubling the White Fox Hero to go to the Sun family. The rich woman looked at Xiao Chen apologetically. But don't worry, the 2 million will not be a small reward. I'll give it to you as a reward for today. If the White Fox Hero finds my nephew, the points of the Warrior Guild will be yours. The Xia family will also owe you a favor. Then I won't stand on ceremony. Xiao Chen was in need of money, and the rich woman wanted to pay the 2 million to Xiao Chen regardless of whether he was found or not. This surprised Xiao Chen. That's right. If the White Fox Hero didn't accept it, we would think that you didn't work hard enough. The rich woman handed the bank card to Xiao Chen and said, the password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 2 million in it. Then I won't bother you anymore. I'll come again if there's any news. Xiaochen kept the bank card and got up to leave. After all, it was very late. The rich woman and the haggard woman sent Xiaochen off respectfully. Xiaochen drove directly to the villa. On the way, Xiaochen saw a familiar figure not far in front of him. When his car approached, he realized that it was Yi Xiaoya. Xiaochen rolled down the window and shouted, "Yi Xiaoya! Xiaochen!" Yi Xiaoya saw Xiaochen in the car. At this moment, Xiaochen had already taken off his mask. "What's the matter?" "Nothing, I just saw you." "Get in the car. Let's go back together." Xiaochen asked. "There's no need. I'm used to walking back." Yi Xiaoya shook her head. She didn't appreciate it. "Well, be careful. You're a girl, and it's so late." Xiaochen didn't force it. It wouldn't be good if Yi Xiaoya thought that he had ulterior motives. Moreover, Xiaochen really didn't have any other intentions. Back at the villa, Xiaochen began to decoct the herbs. It didn't take long for Yi Xiaoya to come back. She just nodded at Xiaochen, who was about to go to the kitchen to cook, and then went upstairs. Xiaochen always felt that Yi Xiaoya, this cool girl, was strange. He didn't know what she did. He didn't see her work or go to school every day. Other than playing with flowers and plants, she was just brewing herbs like him. Was she also a cultivator? Chapter 176. Of course, Xiaochen was just thinking about it casually. Cultivators were so rare. How could Yi Xiaoya be one? Besides, if she was a cultivator, would the elder heaven ancestor not tell him? After cooking, Xiaochen gave Cheng Menjing a call. The young mistress came downstairs to eat. However, Jean Bebe was not around today. She would only stay here during the weekends and would return to the Jean residence during normal days. After a while, Cheng Menjing came downstairs with a yawn. She said in a daze, "Xiaochen, you're back. Why did you drive after going out to buy medicine for so long? Is it hard to buy?" "Well, only the warrior guild has it," Xiaochen said. "I was afraid that others would recognize me, so I went to the temporary warrior guild." "I see. If you want to buy anything in the future, you can tell me. I'll buy it for you." Cheng Menjing did not expect that Xiaochen would go to a neighboring city to buy medicine. She felt a little guilty. All this was forced by the Cheng family. "No need. Isn't it more rare if you want to buy it? You are not a warrior. Why do you want to buy those medicinal materials?" Xiaochen shook his head with a smile. "I'll go by myself." "You're right." Cheng Menjing thought about it and agreed. If she went to the warrior guild to buy medicinal materials, the Cheng family would be the first to be surprised. "Hey, let me ask you. You eat medicinal materials every day, and you're almost like a medicine pot. Is there any effect?" "Rome wasn't built in a day," Xiaochen said. "Tall buildings are built from the ground up." "What do you mean?" Cheng Menjing was stunned and then understood. "Are you crazy? Are you showing off your ability? You're always so arrogant. You don't even know that you've offended someone. Did you have a conflict with Cheng Mengxiang today? How did you know?" It was Xiaochen's turn to be stunned. "Humph, Cheng Mengxiang called me and asked me to teach you a lesson." Cheng Menjing said. "Isn't he your brother? Can he order you?" Xiaochen said. Cheng Mengxiang was so narrow-minded that he thought of revenge in the blink of an eye. "Of course, he can't order me, but who can guarantee that he won't take revenge in other ways?" Cheng Menjing said, "This time, I promised him to teach you a lesson. Next time, you better be quiet for me. If there's a problem, you deserve to die." "I'll take note." Xiaochen nodded and said. He was a little touched. The young mistress was still very protective of a servant like him. After dinner, Xiaofan returned to his room. The medicinal herbs were almost done. Xiaofan drank it all in one gulp and then collected the dregs. Today was the last day he would use it. Tomorrow, he would have to buy medicine again. Luckily, he had earned 2 million today. Otherwise, Xiaofan would not have any money to buy medicine tomorrow. When will this kind of hard life where I have to worry about money come to an end? What made Xiaofan speechless was that after drinking this medicine today, there was still no sign of a breakthrough. His body was warm, and he excreted some filth, but there was no sign of a breakthrough. Elder Heaven Ancestor, why haven't you broken through yet? Xiaofan asked anxiously. I say, Xiaofan, you just broke through and you want to continue breaking through. Do you think breaking through is so easy? Elder Heaven Ancestor snorted coldly. It's fast enough. If it's faster, I'm really afraid that you will have a problem. I think it's a good thing to have this buffer. Xiaofan could only smile bitterly. He also knew that Elder Heaven Ancestor wouldn't lie to him. It should be a good thing to have a buffer, but the key problem was that the enemies he faced were not only the children of these aristocratic families, but the martial artists of a higher level. However, since Elder Heaven Ancestor said so, Xiaofan could only take one step at a time. Sun Family's Mansion. Sun Rongjin waited for Xiaofan to leave for more than an hour before he slowly transformed. When he woke up, he quickly slapped Adu, who was next to him, awake. F***ck, hurry up and tell the people below to stop that Arctic Fox person. Yes, young Master Jean. Adu quickly got up from the ground, but when he looked at the clock on the wall, he suddenly said helplessly, Young Master Jean, that person has been gone for more than an hour. Where can we stop him? So long? Sun Rongjin looked at the time and suddenly frowned. Forget it, push me to see Grandpa. Yes. Duo hurriedly pushed Sun Rongjin's wheelchair out of his room and went to the Sun family's manor. It was located at the most central location, the most luxurious and largest villa. This was the residence of the Sun family's current patriarch, Sun Xiaonong. Old Master Sun, Sun Xiaonong, was born in an ordinary family. Later, he started some medicine business, but it was not very big until Sun Xiaonong's cousin's son, Sun Tiantu, coincidentally became an alchemist. Then, the Sun family began to develop little by little. Sun Tiantu's father died early, and Sun Xiaonong had been raising him. Therefore, he was like the Sun family. Rongjin, it's so late. Why are you looking for me? Sun Xiaonong was notified by the Sun family's servant and saw his grandson, Sun Rongjin, in the living room. Grandpa, someone just broke into our Sun family. Sun Rongjin said, it's the fox mask who was with Zhu Yingxiong. What? Someone broke into the Sun family? Tell me in detail what's going on. Sun Xiaonong was also a little surprised. The Sun family now had a lot of masters. How could they still let an outsider break in? It's like this. On the way here just now, I asked Duo to find someone to retrieve the surveillance video. The fox mask came back in Biaozi's Lexus, so our guard subconsciously thought that Biaozi came back. Sun Rongjin analyzed, the car didn't have a license plate, so everyone was fooled by him. This is the case. What did he come for? Did you catch him? Sun Xiaonong nodded. This couldn't be blamed on his guards. It was really a loophole. I'm ashamed. The fox mask's skill was good. He knocked me out and left, but he didn't seem to have any malice towards our Sun family. He called himself the White Fox Hero. He should be a warrior doing a trial mission at the Warrior Guild. Sun Rongjin said, according to him, he killed Biaozi because Zhu Yingxiong asked him for help. What is the purpose of his coming this time? Sun Xiaonong nodded. He also knew about what happened yesterday. He also wondered who the fox mask beside Zhu Yingxiong was. Today's explanation made him understand. He came because he took a mission from the Xie family. Xiaofan of the Xia family was kidnapped. The Xia family suspected that our Sun family did it, so they sent him to investigate. Sun Rongjin said, but I analyzed the situation of the Sun family for him. He understood that our Sun family didn't need to do such a thing, so he left. Well, in this way, we can be sure that he doesn't belong to the Zhu family or the Xia family. He is a warrior doing a mission. Sun Xiaonong said, however, no matter whether he is doing a mission or not, no one can offend our Sun family twice and be safe. Grandpa, I understand. I won't let him go. Sun Rongjin said. I know. You can go now. When your uncle Tiantu comes back tomorrow, let him take a look at your injury and treat you. With his help, you should be able to recover as soon as possible. Sun Xiaonong said, when the Sun family becomes a supplier of the warrior guild, I will arrange a marriage for you. Don't drop the ball at the critical moment. The woman knows that you are now a eunuch, so she will definitely not agree. Great, thank you, Grandpa. Sun Rongjin said quickly. Now, he was kicked by Zhu Yingxiong. He could only sit in a wheelchair. His lower body was in great pain, but if Medicine Master Sun helped to treat him, he would definitely recover soon. At night, Xiaochen was meditating and absorbing the spiritual energy of heaven and earth when his phone rang. Xiaochen was a little puzzled as to why someone was calling him so late at night. However, when he picked up the phone to take a look, it was actually the number of the other card. It was an unknown number. Hello. Xiaochen picked up the phone. Although there were often some scam calls in the middle of the night, Xiaochen thought of the task he took at the Warrior Guild yesterday. Is this Mr. White Fox? A low male voice came from the other side of the phone. Yes, and you are? Xiaochen asked. It's a task I issued about the evil cultivator. This evil cultivator is in the suburbs north of the city. He has captured some children and is preparing to sacrifice them for cultivation tonight. Come quickly. If you are late, I think some innocent people will die, the man said. North of the city. Give me the specific address, I will be there right away. Xiaochen said directly. Okay, I will send it to you now, the man said. After hanging up the phone, Xiaochen received a text message on his mobile phone. It had the detailed address of the evil cultivator, and it even used a map coordinate. Xiaochen quickly put on a white coat and the white fox mask. He jumped out of the window and ran in the direction of the suburbs north of the city. Xiaochen did not drive. There were some people who knew about the Lexus. Xiaochen was afraid that someone would notice it. Moreover, he was now a level 4 refinement stage cultivator. If he ran at full speed, he would not be much slower than a car. The autumn night in Songning City was a little cold, especially in the suburbs. The cold wind was whistling. Xiaochen followed the map on his mobile phone and came to the vicinity of the evil cultivator. It was an empty wasteland. It was originally a village, but it had been demolished at the beginning of this year and was planned to be an industrial park. Xiaochen carefully observed the surroundings. There was an abandoned factory here. It was a relatively large building. It should be the village's former factory, but it was now deserted. Xiaochen gazed into the distance. Perhaps it was because he was a cultivator, he discovered that above the factory, there was a mass of black gas. Although it wasn't very obvious in the dark, Xiaochen's keen senses were still able to detect it. There is indeed some evil aura. Xiaochen was shocked and sighed. Chapter 177. Xiaochen, the opponent's strength is very high, you must be careful. Elder Sky's stern warning suddenly sounded in Xiaochen's ears. Under normal circumstances, Elder Heaven Ancestor would not remind him. Even when he was facing Lu Jianbiao the day before, Elder Heaven Ancestor did not say anything. Today, Elder Heaven Ancestor reminded him for the first time. This made Xiaochen's heart tighten. Could it be that the enemy's strength level was higher than what was announced? That would be a scam. But no matter what, since he was here, there was no reason for him to leave. If his first mission in the Warriors Guild failed, it would affect his overall reputation. Xiaofan gritted his teeth. Let's do it. After taking a deep breath, he quickly ran toward the abandoned factory. He did not stop until he was near the factory. Xiaofan's footsteps were very light and silent. He did not alert the people in the factory. Buzz. Xiaofan's phone vibrated twice. He deliberately set his phone to vibrate when he went out. The purpose was to prevent the ringing from affecting his mission. Xiaofan took out his phone and glanced at it. He saw a message, "I see you, brother. Good luck. I'm no match for you. I'm leaving first." This was the number of the person who issued the mission. It seemed that he had found the right place. Xiaofan put away his phone and looked at the factory. He adjusted his state of mind and quickly and quietly began to look for the entrance to the factory. The factory was closed. Other than the entrance, there were no windows around. On the walls, there were some expired advertising slogans. He did not know which era they were from. However, when Xiaofan passed through a crack in the wall and looked inside, he saw a faint light coming from inside. Xiaofan looked in the direction of the light and saw a man in a black robe standing in the middle of a pile of candles. He was carrying out some strange ritual. He did not know what he was doing. Beside him, there were a few small beds. There were a few children lying on the small beds. It seemed that they were young and old. This discovery made Xiaofan's heart skip a beat. Could it be that Xiaofan, who was kidnapped from the Xie family, was here? This thought only lasted for a moment. Now, Xiaofan's main goal was to get rid of this evil practitioner. Otherwise, everything would be empty talk. Thinking of this, Xiaofan quickly found the entrance to the factory. Although the door was closed, it was not locked. Xiaofan stretched out his hand and wanted to push the door open. However, a cold voice came from behind him, "Wait." This voice almost made Xiaofan vomit blood. It was dark and there was suddenly someone speaking in front of the abandoned factory. Fortunately, Xiaofan had grown up frightened and was immune to it. His nerves collapsed and he turned around. However, this time, he was even more frightened than before. He was almost scared to death. This person was actually Yi Xiaoya. He saw Yi Xiaoya in a black tights. She was extremely cool and she was staring at Xiaofan. "You are the white fox?" Yi Xiaoya obviously knew that Xiaofan was her partner through his mask. Otherwise, she would not have reminded him. "Silly, are you a stage 4 inner force warrior? I don't know why the warrior guild allowed you to accept this mission." Xiaofan was speechless. Why was he so silly? Although he was a novice who did this mission for the first time, his strength was still there. "That's right. Little girl, don't talk nonsense if you don't know anything. I have investigated for a long time. There is no danger here. The evil practitioner is carrying out some kind of ritual inside." When Xiaofan spoke, he changed his voice. He did not want to be recognized by Yi Xiaoya. If this secret was exposed, it would be terrible. Humph. Yi Xiaoya looked at Xiaofan as if she was looking at an idiot. "I know this evil practitioner. Do you know him? He likes to set traps at the door. Do you know him?" "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Xiaofan was stunned. "Get out of the way." Yi Xiaoya was speechless. She glared at him and ignored him. Then, she took out a branch out of nowhere. She bent down and opened the door. Then, she quickly retreated to the side. Suddenly, a black net fell from the top of the factory's door and quickly hung up. Xiaofan jumped in fright. Holy sh*t, this heretic cultivator knows how to play with hidden weapons? Idiot. Yi Xiaoya saw Xiaochen standing there in shock. She curled her lips and said, "How can there be such a stupid participant like you? Are you here to get points? You will know my strength in a while." Xiaochen was embarrassed. However, it was his first time doing a trial mission. It was inevitable that he was inexperienced. Xiaochen did not believe that Yi Xiaoya was not like this the first time. However, to Xiaochen's surprise, Yi Xiaoya was actually a martial artist. It seemed that her strength was not low. Otherwise, she would not have accepted this mission. He. Who is trespassing on my territory? At that moment, a sneer was heard. The evil practitioner in the black robe rushed out of the abandoned factory and stood not far away from Yi Xiaoya and Xiaochen. So it's two little kids. Very good. I need 2 sacrifices to refine my body. It's you. How arrogant. You're just a little evil practitioner and you call yourself a hillman. The reputation of the demonic sects has been ruined by you. Today, I will use you as a sacrifice. As she spoke, Yi Xiaoya took out a soft knife from her waist. It shone with an eerie, cold light under the moonlight. The cold murderous aura it emitted made people shiver uncontrollably. Xiaochen did not expect Yi Xiaoya, who usually did not speak much, to be so talkative during a mission. This girl was like a completely different person. Moreover, her words revealed a lot of information. Judging from Yi Xiaoya's tone, she should be related to the demonic sections. Even if she was not, they should not be enemies. Otherwise, she would not speak up for the demonic sects. Moreover, she called herself a Missy. If she was not acting cute, she must be someone with some background. Normally, only women from influential families or sects would call themselves Missy. Normal rogue cultivators would not speak in such a tone. How dare you wave a soft knife in front of a hillman? I'll kill you first. As he spoke, the black-robed man shook his hands. A red flaming bullet flew in Yi Xiaoya's direction. Watch out! Xiaochen shouted instinctively. Humph. It's just a small trick. Yi Xiaoya did not care at all. She swept the silver snake knife in her hand forward. The knife instantly danced in the air. It was an ice flower. When it came into contact with the flaming bullet, the two quickly cancelled each other out as if they had never appeared. Xiaochen was a little shocked watching from the side. Why were these evil practitioners not using their fists and legs? Instead, they were using something similar to a special ability? As if he had heard Xiaochen's thoughts, the Elder Heaven Ancestor's voice rang in Xiaochen's ears. Evil practitioners and disciples of the demonic sects do not cultivate inner strength. It's called demonic energy. Demonic energy can be transformed into some fireballs, ice flowers, and the like. It's just for show. It consumes a lot of demonic energy. It can only be used to show off and scare martial artists. You can do it if you want. Xiaochen was a little speechless. Such a powerful move had been turned into a show-off by the Elder Heaven Ancestor. However, when he thought about it, Elder Heaven Ancestor was a very powerful existence. This kind of move was really insignificant in his eyes. The black-robed man's fireball was easily broken by Yi Xiaoya. He immediately became a little angry. You're from the demonic sects. In fact, even if the fireball hit the martial artist's body, it did not cause much damage. It was only used to surprise and scare people. It was used to catch people off guard. Then, one could continue to attack and gain the upper hand. Don't underestimate the upper hand. This was the so-called one step ahead. In many cases, if you were a step slower and your strength was not enough to turn the tables, you would be suppressed by others. However, the fireball was broken by Yi Xiaoya. The two were back to the starting point. Yi Xiaoya did not speak. She stabbed forward with her silver snake soft knife. It seems that I can't use some of my real skills. The black-robed man laughed strangely. Suddenly, his long robe shook. A 3-feet-long token jumped into his hand. He slapped it towards Yi Xiaoya's face. "Be careful. Get out of the way." Xiao Chen could not help but remind her. "Stop watching the fun. Hurry up and help." Yi Xiaoya was a little annoyed. This guy is really a newbie. He doesn't know anything. "Oh, okay." Xiao Chen chanted the mantra and slammed it towards the back of the black-robed man. The black-robed man did not dodge Xiao Chen's attack. He did not put Xiao Chen in his eyes at all. Before, he always thought that Yi Xiaoya had the initiative, and Xiao Chen stood at the side like a fool. He thought that Xiao Chen was Yi Xiaoya's assistant or follower. Moreover, especially when Xiao Chen attacked from behind, he did not show any strength of a martial artist. It was as if Xiao Chen was not even a level 1 inner strength martial artist. Being hit by such a person would not cause any harm at all. Let alone once, 10 times would not be a problem. The black-robed man thought that Yi Xiaoya just wanted Xiao Chen to come up and distract him. So, he did not care about Xiao Chen at all. He could do whatever he wanted. He focused all his attention on Yi Xiaoya. However, the next shocking scene appeared. There was a loud bang. Xiao Chen's full-force punch hit the back of the black-robed man. The black-robed man was testing each other's moves with Yi Xiaoya. Because in his opinion, Yi Xiaoya's strength should be comparable to his. The gap between the two was very small, so he had been cautious. However, he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his back, and then he was pushed out by an infinite force. "Get out of the way." Xiao Chen saw that Yi Xiaoya was just raising the silver snake soft knife to attack the black-robed man. She was standing in front of the black-robed man, so he was shocked and quickly reminded her. Chapter 178. Yi Xiaoya was stunned by Xiao Chen's shout. However, her silver snake soft knife had already been thrust out. How could she dodge? Besides, why did she dodge? Yi Xiaoya was puzzled. Then, she understood why Xiao Chen asked her to dodge, because an even more shocking scene appeared. The black-robed man roared, and his whole body flew towards Yi Xiaoya's direction. Pucci, the silver snake's soft knife seemed to be there, and the black-robed man took the initiative to rush forward to be stabbed. The silver snake's soft knife directly stabbed into the black-robed man's abdomen. However, correspondingly, the black-robed man's forward momentum also smashed Yi Xiaoya backwards. Bang! Bang! 2 loud noises sounded, and Yi Xiaoya and the black-robed man landed on the ground not far away. They landed one after the other. The black-robed man fell hard, but Yi Xiaoya was also very embarrassed. Why-ya-ya-ya-ya. The black-robed man was fuming with anger. He struggled to get up from the ground. Fortunately, he had the demonic energy to protect his body, so he was not killed by Xiao Chen's punch. However, even so, he suffered a serious internal injury. Damn it, I really underestimated the enemy. The black-robed man stared at Xiao Chen with hatred. He never thought that the follower he ignored was actually a martial artist at the peak of stage 4 inner force. Before this, he had been hiding his strength, pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. The black-robed man took out a small bottle from his sleeve, opened the seal, and poured the liquid inside into his mouth. At this moment, the black aura around his body became even thicker, and the soft knife that was inserted into his abdomen was suddenly spat out by him. The handle of the knife shot towards Yi Xiaoya. If this hit landed, even if it was the handle, Yi Xiaoya would also suffer a serious injury. Be careful! Xiao Chen suddenly shouted, and quickly ran in the direction of Yi Xiaoya. He lifted Yi Xiaoya and threw her to the side, and then kicked the soft knife back. He didn't know what this black-robed man drank just now, but seeing that the black aura around him had become thicker, he knew it was not something good. Xiao Chen was vigilant, and wanted to kill this person as soon as possible. God knows if this person would suddenly have a burst of strength. This kind of evil cultivator couldn't be judged by common sense. When the soft knife was kicked back, Xiaochen quickly set up an illusion, so the soft knife stabbed to the right, and the illusion stabbed to the left of the black-robed man's body. In this way, what the black-robed man saw was the illusory soft knife, and he would be ignored by the real soft knife. Under normal circumstances, if the illusory knife was to the left, then the black-robed man would definitely dodge to the right because it would be easier to dodge the knife. And in this way, he would be stabbed by the real soft knife. Xiaochen didn't know how this guy could survive so long. He was punched by him and stabbed by Yi Xiaoya, but he still didn't die. Instead, he became even more powerful. Even the Lu Jianbiao he faced yesterday wasn't so strong. It seemed that these evil cultivators still had some tricks up their sleeves. Moreover, the same martial artists were also different from each level 4 martial artist. Lu Jianbiao was slightly weaker, but this black-robed man was strong. Of course, if he thought about it, it was normal. If it was so easy to kill, there wouldn't be a mission posted on the warrior guild, and the reward would be very generous. Taking advantage of this moment, Xiaochen said to Yi Xiaoya, "Why didn't you dodge just now? Don't you know that you were almost hit by your own soft knife?" Yi Xiaoya's fall was not light, and this time, she was picked up by Xiaochen and thrown to the side. She was dizzy from the fall, and when she heard Xiaochen scolding her, she was a little angry. "Isn't it all because of you? Both times I was thrown to the ground because of you." Xiaochen shook his head. He had saved her life, but this girl still didn't know how to be grateful. He was really speechless. Pfft, the black-robed man really fell into the trap. He dodged to the right, and Xiaochen's soft knife stabbed into the black-robed man's chest. How is this possible? It's impossible. The black-robed man looked at his chest in surprise. He clearly dodged the soft knife. How did he get stabbed? He looked at the place where he dodged, but there was no soft knife on the ground. He was suddenly shocked, and some understanding came to him. "Illusion? You are also a demonic cultivator. You are all from the demonic sects. No wonder you are against me. Good, very good. Today, I will fight to the death. Even if I can't live, I will die with you." Demonic cultivators were usually ostracized by demonic cultivators. Although they came from the demonic sects, the disciples of the demonic sect still had a lot of self-restraint in their cultivation. Although they also practiced some unorthodox things, they would never harm others to benefit themselves to achieve the purpose of cultivation. For example, the disciples of the demonic sects could absorb poisonous insects to cultivate, but they would never harm ordinary people to cultivate. This black-robed man seemed to have been attacked by demonic cultivators, so when he found out that Xiaochen and Yi Xiaoya were both demonic cultivators, he immediately became anxious and wanted to die together with them. Yi Xiaoya also saw the strange scene just now, and she was a little surprised. This person is actually also a demonic cultivator? Which sect was he a disciple of? Why haven't I heard of such a person in Songning City before? Suddenly, she saw a cloud of black gas above the demonic cultivator's head. In the air, it suddenly formed the shape of a skull, and it swallowed Xiaochen. Dark Devour. The black-robed man shouted, "Either get out of here with your cultivation partner and don't bother about my business, or we will die together." In the demonic sects, male and female dual cultivators were called cultivation partners, and dual cultivation was also a kind of cultivation method of the demonic sections. The black-robed man subconsciously thought that Yi Xiaoya was Xiaochen's cultivation partner. Because he finally saw that the male demonic cultivator that he had ignored from the beginning was the strongest. This guy pretended to be a pig to eat the tiger. It was too deceptive. Get out of here. Xiaochen came for money, how could he leave so easily? Besides, among the children in the factory, it was very likely that Xia Xiaofan from the Xia family was among them. In this way, Xiaochen could not leave. He had already seen the medicinal herbs and waved at him. He must not give up so easily. If he ran away on his first mission, wouldn't he be laughed at to death? This is not a level 4 mission. Yi Xiaoye suddenly frowned. The strength of the black-robed man had obviously surpassed a level 4 inner force warrior. Now, the move that he urged was comparable to a level 5 inner force warrior. Xiaochen rolled his eyes. At this time, he still had the mood to study the level of the mission. He should kill the guy in front of him first. I say, Elder Heaven Ancestor, his martial arts are so cool. As an awesome cultivator, don't I have martial arts? It's not a solution to fight head-on. It's not a problem to deal with low-end fools. Now that I've encountered a high-level demonic cultivator, I'm stretched. Xiaochen smiled bitterly and complained to Elder Heaven Ancestor. I do have skills, but... Elder Heaven Ancestor paused and said, my skills. I'll teach you. If you use them, I'm afraid that people with ulterior motives will target you. F***CK. If you don't teach me, I'll die if I run into a situation like this a few more times. Who cares if he's targeting me or not? I'll just be careful. Besides, there are plenty of people targeting me, Xiaochen cried out. Now, hee. Elder Heaven Ancestor smiled and said nothing. Obviously, in his eyes, Xiaochen's enemies were nothing. Hey, cool girl. Hurry up and attack. I'm the only one fighting him, and I'm going to die soon. Xiaochen said anxiously when he saw that Yi Xiaoye didn't come to him. If you touch that black fog, you'll be dead, fool. Yi Xiaoye was stunned and said anxiously, I don't know if you're a demonic cultivator or not. This black fog of death can destroy people's minds. What? Just as Xiaochen's voice fell, the skull-black fog covered Xiaochen. Xiaochen shouted in his heart. Why didn't you say so earlier? I can only fight. Xiaochen exerted strength in his feet and suddenly rushed toward the black-robed man. He circulated the mnemonic chant and poured all his primordial qi into his fist and punched at the black-robed man. The black-robed man was stunned. The skull-black fog was the essence refined from all the evil energy in his body. It was like his primordial spirit. Although it could devour the enemy's mind, it also consumed his own mind. In other words, it was fine if he took it back, but if he really fought the enemy head-on, he would die without a doubt. And this black-robed man really did not expect that there would be such a powerful demonic cultivator like Xiaochen. He was simply a suicide squad member. He really dared to die. He was at his wits' end. The so-called mutual destruction was just to scare Xiaochen and Yi Xiaoye. However, now that things had come to this, he could only brace himself and do it. Die. Darkness devour. The black fog quickly surrounded Xiaochen. Xiaochen did not care and attacked with all his strength, smashing into the black-robed man's chest. At this time, the black-robed man had already refined all the evil energy in his body. It was impossible for him to use evil energy to protect his body. So when he was unguarded and hit by Xiaochen, he would die without a doubt. Boom! Xiaochen smashed a large hole in the chest of the black-robed man, and his entire body also flew backwards, spitting out a long arrow of blood. Then, he crashed onto the ground with a loud bang, dead as a doornail. Phew! At the same time that Xiaochen breathed a sigh of relief, he suddenly realized that there was some inexplicable black energy in his body. This black energy surged in the meridians in his body, as if it wanted to invade his whole body. As for the primordial qi in his body, he was constantly suppressing the black gas, preventing it from succeeding. Similarly, there seemed to be some inexplicable strange ideas in Xiaochen's mind. For example, at the moment when he killed the evil cultivator, Xiaochen actually thought of killing Yi Xiaoye and then killing himself. Oh no, the evil cultivator's black energy just entered my body. Is this the prelude to the end? Thinking of this possibility, Xiaochen was shocked. The evil cultivator was dead, but he was not happy at all. Chapter 179. Elder Heaven Ancestor, what's wrong with me? Xiaofan couldn't stay calm. He came here to do quests to earn money, but if he couldn't keep his life, what was the point of having money? The evil energy has entered your body. You're too weak now, so you can't force the evil energy out. But according to my observation, you don't seem to be affected too much. Your divine sense and mental strength are very strong, so you're not like other martial artists who are directly killed. You're still very strong. Elder Heaven Ancestor said. Then, is there something wrong or not? Xiaofan listened to Elder Heaven Ancestor and was slightly relieved. I can't tell if there's something wrong or not at the moment, but it should be fine for now. Elder Heaven Ancestor said. For now. Xiaofan sighed. But since it was already like this, he would just pretend that there was nothing wrong. Otherwise, he would die. Xiaofan had already gotten used to being beaten up during this period of time. Hey, are you okay? Yi Xiaoya looked at Xiaofan and was confused. Didn't the evil energy enter your body? Stupid girl. Xiaofan was furious. I was fighting the monsters in front, and I had to save you. Why didn't you tell me if there was any danger? What are you doing here? Yi Xiaoya was a little short of breath after being scolded by Xiaofan. Although she was not satisfied, it was true. Originally, she thought that Xiaofan was here to get some points, but now that the black-robed man was killed by Xiaofan, she was the one who got the points. At most, I don't want the points anymore. After I give them out, I'll transfer them to your ID. That's more like it. Xiaofan was overjoyed and didn't hold back at all. There was no need to be polite with a cool girl like Yi Xiaoya. Xiaofan felt that he didn't owe her anything. He just owed her an electric cooker. Since she was about to die, it was only right to collect some points from her. Stingy. Yi Xiaoya curled her lips. Not generous at all. Xiaofan pretended not to hear and said to Yi Xiaoya, wait for me, I'll go rescue the child inside. You're meddling in this? Yi Xiaoya frowned. We just have to go to the warrior guild and hand in the mission. The warrior guild will contact the police to deal with the aftermath. The child I'm looking for might be here. Xiaofan did not stop and walked straight into the factory. On the ground of the factory, there were 5 small beds. There were 5 children in them and they were all unconscious. It was obvious that they had been drugged. However, what made Xiaofan relieved was that the 5 of them did not have any external injuries. It was obvious that the black-robed man's ritual had just begun when he arrived. As expected, Xia Xiaofan was among them. Xiaofan heaved a sigh of relief and felt gratified at the same time. For this mission, the Xia family offered a reward of 3,000 points. Based on the calculation of 1,000 yuan per point, it would be equivalent to 3 million yuan in cash. However, almost no one would exchange for points at the warrior guild. If they wanted to exchange for money, they would usually do it at the trading hall. For example, it was possible to put up a mission with 1,000 points to exchange for 1,200,000 yuan. On the contrary, it was easy for people to buy the mission. Xiaofan hesitated for a moment and only carried Xia Xiaofan. As for the other children, he would let the warrior guild contact the police to deal with them according to Yi Xiaoya's suggestion. Xiaofan did not have that much time to send them home one by one. Moreover, he did not know where their homes were. After carrying Xia Xiaofan out, Yi Xiaoya had already carried the black-robed man's corpse on her back and was ready to hand in the mission at the warrior guild. This scene made Xiaofan feel disgusted. This Yi Xiaoya was really bold. She was not afraid of carrying a dead man on her back in the middle of the night. Are you going with me, or should I hand in the mission for you? Yi Xiaoya saw Xiaofan carrying a child out, so she asked, if you trust me and are not afraid that I will take all the points for myself, you don't have to go with me. Then you go. Anyway, all your points are mine. I will trust you this once. Xiaochen shook his head and said, moreover, it is easy for me to find you. Oh. Yi Xiaoye nodded. The points will be distributed tonight. I will transfer them to you and leave you a message. Message? Xiaochen was slightly stunned. Why would you leave me a message? He was shocked. Could it be that this Yi Xiaoye recognized him? But he had been speaking in a different voice. On the warrior guild's client. Yi Xiaoye looked at Xiaochen strangely and said. What client? Xiaochen was stunned. Yi Xiaoye was a little speechless. Don't tell me you don't know. The warrior guild is a mobile client. On it, you can accept missions, issue missions, and even contact others. Hey, is this really your first time doing a mission? Yi Xiaoye had previously checked on White Fox, who accepted a mission with her. She saw that it was a new ID and had not completed any level 1 missions. However, since he could accept a level 4 mission, he must be capable. Otherwise, the warrior guild would not let him be her partner without testing him. So previously, Yi Xiaoye thought that it was a new account registered by someone. But now, it seemed that Xiaochen was really a newbie. He didn't know a lot of common sense and was stupid. I don't know. You mean to say that installing an app on the phone is the same as going to the warrior guild personally? Xiaochen was shocked. There was such a good thing? Then why would he go to the warrior guild? Next time, he would secretly accept missions at home. Who would pay attention to him? An ID of level 4 and above will do. Oh, if you are a newbie, you can only log into the client after completing today's mission. Yi Xiaoye said. Try it tonight. Just download the game Warrior Guild Adventures from the App Store. I can download it at will? Can't ordinary people also enter? Xiaochen asked curiously. Warriors need to use their registered ID at the Warrior Guild and use the SMS verification code and a random warrior knowledge quiz to log in. Only then can they enter the Warrior Guild's trading hall. However, the registered ID on the phone is just a mobile game. Yi Xiaoye explained. At this moment, she finally believed that the person in front of her was a newbie. However, it seemed that this newbie was quite strong. He was still fine after being hit by the evil cultivator's Dark Devour. I see. That looks very high-end. Xiaochen nodded to show that he remembered it. This warrior guild was really awesome to think of such a method. Don't be so surprised. I'm leaving. White Fox. Yi Xiaoye waved at Xiaochen and left quickly. On the other hand, Xiaochen carried Xiaofan and returned to the villa area by the Lidhua River. Along the way, Xiaochen could often feel the demonic aura in his body acting up. It kept scuttling around. Thankfully, he had his own primordial energy to suppress it, preventing Xiaochen from being affected by the demonic aura. However, halfway through, Xiaochen clearly felt that the primordial energy in his body could no longer suppress the demonic aura. After all, because Xiaochen had used a super ultimate skill on the black-robed man, he had almost used up all his primordial qi. Along the way, the remaining primordial qi in his body might have been used up while resisting the evil energy. Therefore, Xiaochen was shocked. He quickly found a place by the side of the road where there was no one around and sat cross-legged. He put Xiaofan aside and quickly began to circulate the mantra to recover the primordial qi in his body. This primordial qi was accumulated by Xiaochen over the past few days. How could it be fully recovered in a day? However, after 2 hours of cultivation, Xiaochen had also recovered a lot. At least, the evil energy in his body was not so rampant. This evil energy seemed to have a spirit. When it saw that the primordial qi in Xiaochen's body had increased, it stopped showing off. It found a corner to rest and did not cause trouble. Perhaps it was afraid that if it continued to be used up, it would not be its opponent. This allowed Xiaochen to temporarily relax. As long as the evil energy did not cause trouble, then Xiaochen did not need to care about it for the time being. In the future, when his strength was higher, he could chase it out. Standing up, Xiaochen carried Xiaofan and quickly returned to the direction of the villa. Originally, Xiaochen was thinking that it was already so late. He should not disturb the rich woman's family to send the child back. However, after thinking about it, they should be very anxious, so Xiaochen still walked in the direction of the rich woman's villa. However, what surprised Xiaochen was that the rich woman's villa was brightly lit. It was already 3:00 in the morning. Why hadn't they rested yet? Xiaochen carried Xiaofan to the villa. However, just as he approached the villa, a martial artist in a black suit suddenly appeared from the shadows of the villa's courtyard. He shouted at Xiaochen, "Who are you?" This martial artist was full of qi. The moment he jumped out, the strength of a stage 7 inner force martial artist was revealed. Looking at such a high-level martial artist, Xiaochen was also stunned. Why was there such an expert in the rich woman's villa? Why wasn't there when he came last night? "Young master. Who are you?" The martial artist in the black suit saw Xiaofan in Xiaochen's arms and immediately became excited. He reached out and wanted to snatch it. What's going on? At this time, the villa's door opened. A man in his 30s dressed in fine clothes shouted outside the villa. The martial artist in the black suit was about to snatch it when he heard the man's voice. He quickly turned around and replied, "Young master, it's the young master. This person has brought the young master back." The man in fine clothes was slightly stunned. Only then did he notice the child in Xiaochen's arms. His breathing suddenly became rapid. He quickly walked towards Xiaochen. "This must be the White Fox hero, right? Nice to meet you. I am the Xia family's young master, Xia Huang. The one who hired the White Fox hero is my sister, Xia Fei." Xiaochen's pupils shrank slightly. Xia Huang, the Xia family's second-generation young master. In the past, the Xiao family also wanted to befriend him. However, they didn't have the connections. He didn't expect to see him standing in front of him now. However, the siblings' names were quite interesting. Imperial Concubine, Young Master Xia, I've brought Xiaofan back. You can tell Miss Xia Fei to cancel the mission from the Warrior Guild and give me the points. Xiaochen said, "If there's nothing else, I'll leave first." Chapter 180. There's no hurry, White Fox hero. If there's nothing else, please come in and have a seat. I can also express my gratitude to you. Xia Huang said quickly. It's getting late. I need to go back and rest. Let's call it a day. It was not that Xiaochen did not want to interact with the Xia family, but his current identity was not good enough. If it was exposed, it would be troublesome. It was hard to say whether the Xia family would keep the secret for him or not. Even if Xiaochen managed to find their child, it was built on the basis of a deal. The Warrior Guild had already paid him a reward of 3,000 points and 2 million in cash. This was already a lot. Xia Huang did not expect Xiaochen to insist on leaving. Little friend White Fox, can you give this old man some face and come and have a seat? At this moment, an old but vigorous voice rang out. Xiaochen was slightly surprised. He looked up and saw a kind-looking old man standing at the door of the villa. He had an indescribable majesty. Although Xiaochen did not know who this person was, he was afraid that the person who could speak like this must be someone important in the Xia family. It was very likely that he was Xia Huang's father, the current head of the Xia family. Alright, then I shall accept your invitation. Xiaochen had no choice but to nod. In fact, Xiaochen also wanted to build a relationship with the Xia family. Who did not want to be friends with a nouveau riche? Xiao Chen was so short of money. If the Xia family gave him more missions, then Xiao Chen would be rich. Hee, my young friend, please come in. The old man grinned and made an inviting gesture before he said, allow me to introduce myself. I'm the patriarch of the Xia clan, Xia Chaonan. However, I'm a businessman, so you might not have heard of me. The provincial capital Xia family is very famous. Of course I have heard of you. Xiao Chen was surprised to see Xia Chaonan so polite. It seemed that the Xia family had a lot to do with Xia Chaonan. Doing business was about calmness. If you were arrogant, then no one would do business with you. Hee, you flatter me. Xia Chaonan and Xiao Chen walked into the villa's living room together, while Xia Huang and Xia Fei followed behind. The man in the black suit didn't follow them in but hid among the flowers again. Xia Fei brought some tea and snacks for Xiao Chen. She no longer looked like a rich madam. Instead, she looked like an obedient servant. Thanks a lot. Xiao Chen quickly said. It was fine if he didn't know consort Xia's identity. But now that he knew, she was the eldest daughter of the Xia family, serving him as a servant. Xiao Chen was really in awe and trepidation. Not to mention the current white fox, even the previous young master Xiao Chen didn't have the qualifications. This time, thank you for saving Xiaofan. If it weren't for you, our Xia family would have made a mistake in judgment and targeted the Sun family. Then, it would have been a lose-lose situation. Xia Chaonan had some lingering fear when he thought about it. Fortunately, he didn't act impulsively. There were the collateral relatives of the Xia family restraining him. The Xia family wasn't something he could decide alone. There were still his two younger brothers, one relative and one cousin, who were elders of the Xia family. With them restraining him, Xia Chaonan couldn't use the family's power to fight the Sun family. But thinking about it, it was also thanks to them. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. It was also a coincidence for me. Xiao Chen quickly said, Old Master Xia, you don't have to be so polite. I won't hide it from Mr. White Fox. This time, I secretly went to Xiao Fei's place. I wanted to fight the Sun family head-on to get her back. If it weren't for Mr. White Fox who went to the Sun family in time to investigate and rescue my little grandson, even if our Xia family didn't fall, our vitality would be greatly damaged. Xia Chaonan was an honest person. He didn't mind claiming credit for Xiao Chen, so, if Mr. White Fox is only doing it for the reward, then don't mention it. The reward is nothing. My Xia family owes you a favor. This is what I, Xia Chaonan, said. In the past, Xia Fei's promised that the Xia family owed Xiao Chen a favor, but Xiao Chen didn't take it too seriously. Because with Xia Fei's status, her promise was only a small matter. If it was a big matter, she definitely couldn't do it. But Xia Chaonan was different. As long as it didn't harm the Xia family's interests, as long as Xiao Chen said it, Xia Chaonan would agree to anything because he was the Xia family's master. As long as the matter didn't harm the Xia family's interests, the elders wouldn't interfere. This. I'll remember it. Xiao Chen nodded. Perhaps sensing Xiao Chen's perfunctory attitude, Xia Chaonan continued, perhaps you don't know this, but I have a son and a daughter. You can say that I have both sons and daughters, but the third generation only has Xiaofan. Then Miss Xia Fei. Xiao Chen was a little puzzled. Why didn't Xia Fei have a child? She. Sigh. Xia Chaonan couldn't help but sigh. Xiao Fei's marriage was a combination of interests. In the past, our Xia family had a marriage with the Wang family for interests. But at that time, the Wang family's young master already had another woman. He was infatuated with her. After marrying Xiao Fei, he went to live with that woman and didn't even come back for a day. Their marriage only existed in name. Although Xiao Fei lived the life of a rich wife, and young Master Wang also gave her a large amount of pocket money every month, but Dad, I'm fine. You don't know how awesome I am now. I walk the dog and play cards every day. I'm as cool as I can be. Xiaofan said indifferently. Xiaochen was a little speechless. But this was other people's family business. Xiaochen couldn't say much. This kind of thing was common in big families. If he hadn't been kicked out of the family, Miss Xia would probably have married him unwillingly. Alright, let's not talk about this. Mr. White Fox, no matter what, we are very grateful to you this time. As long as it doesn't violate the rules, the Xia family will issue a specific task to the warrior guild and appoint you to undertake it. Xia Chaonan said. Thank you. Xiaochen didn't expect that he would successfully be accepted into the Xia family. The Jin family and the Xia family. When Xiaochen was in the Xiao family, he didn't have any relations with them. Even if he was the young master of the Xiao family and the head of the family, they wouldn't care about him. But now, Xiaochen was in a trance. The path of a cultivator was really awesome. Pardon me for asking, but if I'm not wrong, Mr. White Fox is not an ordinary martial artist. You should be a devil cultivator, right? Xia Chaonan suddenly asked. Oh. Xiaochen was slightly stunned, but then he nodded and said, yes. I am a devil cultivator. So that's how it is. My apologies for not recognizing you. Xia Chaonan was grateful to Xiaochen. Apart from saving his grandson, Xia Xiaofan, he felt that Xiaochen was not simple. He could find his lost dog in Xia Xiaofan. This ability was comparable to a detective. This was not something a martial artist could do, unless he was a devil cultivator with special abilities. Devil cultivators were actually very rare in the secular world. The devil cultivators that could be seen in the secular world were generally evil cultivators or demon cultivators. The real devil cultivators were the disciples of those big sections. Only a few of them would come out to gain experience. But these disciples were all the best and were highly valued by their sections. In the secular world, there were many martial artists. This was because martial artists were easy, but devil cultivators were not. They had to have a suitable physique. Moreover, the sect's mantra would not be taught to outsiders except for the disciples of the sect. Therefore, devil cultivators in the secular world were almost never seen. If Xiaochen was a devil cultivator, then which sect was he from? Of course, these were all confidential. Xia Chaonan didn't want to be annoyed and ask. From his point of view, if Xiaochen was really a powerful devil cultivator, then Xiaochen's background was probably not worse than Xia Chaonan's, or even stronger. Befriending Xiaochen was like climbing up the social ladder for the Xia family. Therefore, after confirming this, Xia Chaonan became even more respectful. I have long heard that devil cultivators are more powerful than martial cultivators. Now it seems that it is true. Although many devil cultivators were regarded as evil cultivators and demon cultivators by the righteous sects and looked down on because they were crooked, it was undeniable that devil cultivators were powerful. This was the reason why, although there were many martial cultivators, devil cultivators still had a place in the world. Xia Chaonan was a businessman. He had nothing to do with the righteous sections. In his eyes, there was no such thing as good or evil. He wanted to befriend Xiaochen because he valued Xiaochen's potential and background. Saving people was secondary. Don't say that. Everyone has their own strengths. Xiaochen said seriously. In fact, what Xiaochen said was not wrong. Martial cultivators had strong bodies. Although their attack power might be inferior to the devil cultivators of the same level, their defense was higher than the devil cultivators. Of course, Xiaochen was not considered a devil cultivator. He was a cultivator, so naturally, he didn't have these flaws. Okay, this is my business card. If you need anything, Mr. White Fox can contact me at any time. Xia Chaonan took out his business card and handed it to Xiaochen. Today, he just wanted to build a good relationship. He also knew that he was not familiar with Xiaochen. It was unrealistic to force Xiaochen to talk nonsense with him here. This was a business card made of gold. It was made of pure gold. The cost of this business card was not low. Obviously, only a very distinguished friend, Xia Chaonan, would take it out. After Xiaochen took it, his heart suddenly moved slightly. He said to Xia Chaonan, "By the way, Patriarch Xia, you are in the medicinal herb business. Have you seen a medicinal herb called bitter fruit?" Since Xia Chaonan was a supplier to the warriors' market, he should know about the bitter fruit. Bitter fruit? Xia Chaonan was slightly stunned. He then said, "I've heard of it. This is a medicinal herb that devil cultivators need, but I don't have the means to get it. The Hong Consortium should be able to reserve it, but the price is said to be expensive at the branch factory." "Why? Mr. White Fox needs bitter fruit? If that's the case, I can help you reserve some with the Hong Consortium." The things that Xiaochen wanted were all medicinal ingredients specially used by demonic cultivators. This made Xia Chaonan even more certain of his suspicions. Chapter 181. Not at the moment, I'm just asking. Xiaochen completely gave up this time. Even a big supplier like Xia Chaonan had no way to get the bitter fruit, not to mention those small pharmacies. But why was he so lucky that he found a random pharmacy that sold everything? But thinking about it, this was the logic of experts hiding among the people. In the boundless world, a small shop might hide a big secret. It was just that Xiaochen was luckier. "It's getting late, I should go back." Xiaochen got up and prepared to leave. And this time, Xia Chaonan didn't say anything to stop him. Instead, he sent Xiaochen to the door of the villa. Obviously, he treated Xiaochen as someone who could be on equal footing with him. If he was really a disciple from one of those big devil sects who came out to train, then he really had the confidence. But Xiaochen was a little surprised why Xia Chaonan treated him so politely. It was a little beyond the scope of gratitude. But no matter what, it was a good thing. Xiaochen walked a few steps and stopped at a corner. He released his divine sense to see if he was being followed. But it seemed that Xia Chaonan was a very particular person. He didn't send anyone to follow him. This also proved that Xia Chaonan really wanted to be friends with Xiaochen. So, Xiaochen quickly walked to his villa, took off his disguise, and tiptoed into the villa. "Hey! What are you doing?" Yi Xiaoye was fiddling with her medicinal herbs in front of the flower bed. Suddenly, she heard light footsteps coming from behind her. She was shocked. When she turned around, she realized it was Xiaochen. She was a little annoyed. "Why aren't you sleeping in the middle of the night? What are you doing here? Don't you know that people can scare people to death?" Previously, when she was doing her mission, her limelight was stolen by a newcomer, causing Yi Xiaoye to be extremely depressed. After she returned from the warrior guild, she could not fall asleep, so she stayed in the courtyard to take care of the medicinal herbs that she had planted. In the end, she was frightened by Xiaochen, thinking that an enemy had come knocking on her door. "Can't I go to the morning market to set up my stall?" Xiaochen frowned. "Don't talk about me. Aren't you also wandering around here in the middle of the night? It's good enough that you didn't scare me to death. You're a big man, yet you're scared to death. Don't you feel ashamed?" Yi Xiaoye snorted and no longer paid attention to Xiaochen. She continued to fiddle with her flowers and plants. Xiaochen was holding the mask and clothes in his hands. He was afraid that Yi Xiaoye would find out, so he did not say much to her and quickly returned to his room. After a simple tidying up, he was about to set up his stall at the morning market. However, there was still some time. So, Xiaochen took out his phone and downloaded the app of Warrior Guild Adventures. He logged in with the phone number that White Fox had registered with him. As expected, it prompted Xiao Chen that he needed to verify a martial artist's questions. These martial artist questions were common knowledge for martial artists. Although Xiao Chen was a cultivator, he had been following the martial artist's path for the past 10 years. Answering these questions was a piece of cake for him. Welcome, Level 4 Martial Artist Member, White Fox. Xiao Chen's membership level appeared on the phone's screen. The number of completed missions behind it was 2, indicating that Xiao Chen had recently completed 2 missions. One was the evil cultivator, and the other was the mission to find a child issued by the Xie family. In the column of accumulated points, there were 5,500 points. There were 2,500 points from the evil cultivator mission and 3,000 points from the Xie family mission. Next to it was a notification of a new message. Xiao Chen clicked on it and saw that a person named Yi Bia had added him as a friend. Who was Yi Bia? Xiao Chen was stunned, but he quickly thought of Yi Xiaoye. Both of them had the surname Yi, and Yi Xiaoye had said that she would add him as a friend. It was probably the same person. Either Yi Xiaoye was a fake name, or Yi Bia was a fake name. Xiao Chen clicked on confirm, and he and Yi Bia became friends. However, since Yi Xiaoye was at the flower bed, she might not be able to see his phone, so Xiao Chen first browsed through some of the missions below. By default, the missions displayed at the front were all level 4 missions. However, many of the missions were from other places. Even if the points were high, Xiao Chen was temporarily not interested. However, not long after, Xiao Chen received a new message on his phone. He clicked on it and saw that it was actually from Yi Bia. The mission has been handed in. The points will be transferred to you now, stingy. Give it to me quickly. Xiao Chen replied, then opened the curtains and looked out of the window. Sure enough, he saw Yi Xiaoye playing with her phone in front of the flower bed. Under the weak backlight of the phone, Yi Xiaoye was gritting her teeth as she typed something. After a while, Xiao Chen's phone received another system message. A transfer of 2,500 points initiated by your friend, Yi Bia, has been received. Please check it. Thanks. Xiao Chen replied and logged out of the app. He had to pack up and prepare to set up his stall. The Sun family. Early in the morning, Medicine Master Sun received the news and rushed over. The Sun family was also his home. All these years, he had been secretly helping the Sun family. Otherwise, the Sun family wouldn't have such a scale. Medicine Master Sun focused on alchemy and didn't have any children. Therefore, he was especially fond of Sun Rongjin. Previously, he went to a medicine master exchange and had a conflict with Xiao Chen. He had just returned to the warrior's market when he heard that Sun Rongjin was injured. After hearing that Sun Rongjin was injured, he immediately rushed over to treat him. Uncle, you must save me. I'm about to get engaged. If I become a eunuch, the girl won't like me. Sun Rongjin said with a frown. Take off your pants. I'll treat you. Medicine Master Sun nodded confidently and said, then tell me, what exactly happened? Sun Rongjin quickly took off his pants. He didn't dare to hide anything. He told Medicine Master Sun about how he had bad intentions towards Kerlin and how he was injured by Zhu Yingxiong. In fact, Medicine Master Sun didn't care about Sun Rongjin's bullying because he was a domineering person. Otherwise, he wouldn't have had a conflict with Xiao Chen at the warrior's market that day and cancelled Xiao Chen's right to buy pills. Zhu Yingxiong is from the Zhu family. With my identity, it's not easy to suppress him. However, I will find a way to get rid of the person who helped Zhu Yingxiong kill Lu Jianbiao and came here to interrogate you. Do you have his appearance and information? Medicine Master Sun asked. Sun Rongjin was only repeating, so he didn't mention the fox mask. He only said that it was a martial artist who accepted a trial mission. Therefore, Medicine Master Sun didn't know that this person was the one he met at the warrior's market. Sun Rongjin's underling, Adu, quickly went to the surveillance room and showed Medicine Master Sun Xiaochen's appearance. What? It's this person? Medicine Master Sun was shocked when he saw the screenshot of Xiaochen. He also remembered who this person was. In the warrior's market, there was almost no one who dared to challenge him, so he had a deep impression of him. Uncle, do you know him? Sun Rongjin was also stunned. He thought that this white fox was very famous in the warriors' guild. If even his uncle knew him, then it wouldn't be easy to deal with him. I don't know him, but this guy dared to block my way at the warriors' market and challenge me. Humph. Medicine Master Sun snorted. This person dared to challenge my uncle. Why don't you kill him? Sun Rongjin heaved a sigh of relief. If this person was his uncle's enemy, then killing him wouldn't be a problem. It would be a piece of cake. If I knew that this person had a grudge against you, I would have endured it that day. Medicine Master Sun shook his head and said, Now, I've already informed the people in the warriors' market not to sell him pills. Everyone knows that I have a grudge against him, so it'll be a little difficult for me to deal with him. Why? With your status, even if you don't deal with him personally, wouldn't it be easy to investigate his information? Sun Rongjin was a little stunned. That's right. But if I investigate his information now and he dies, everyone will think that I killed him. Then, the Warriors Guild will investigate me, so I won't try. All these years, I've secretly given the Sun family a lot of benefits. If they find out, I won't be able to stay here anymore. Medicine Master Sun shook his head and said, So I really can't ask or care about this matter. I can't leave any evidence behind. If you want to take revenge, you can think of a way yourself. But uncle, I don't even know who he is or where he is. How can I take revenge? Sun Rongjin's face turned ugly after hearing this. He thought that with his uncle's support in the Warriors Guild, revenge would be easy. My current status is not at the level where I can compete with the Warriors Guild. Medicine Master Sun was very determined. Although he was arrogant and despotic, he was a cautious person. This kind of person was also the most insidious and difficult to deal with. However, I can introduce you to a person from the streets. If you look for someone in Songning City, some people from the streets will have unexpected effects. Oh. Okay, then I'll investigate in secret. When the time comes, I'll kill him without anyone knowing. I promise I won't implicate Uncle. Sun Rongjin said. There's no problem with your injury. I've already applied the medicinal paste that I've prepared for you. You'll be able to stand up and walk soon. Medicine Master Sun said, You should also take this pill. I promise there won't be any side effects. Thank you, Uncle. Sun Rongjin was surprised and happy. If he was an ordinary warrior, he would definitely not receive such treatment. But he had an uncle who was an alchemist. Everything became simple. I'll contact a person from the streets for you. Medicine Master Sun stood up and took out his phone. He dialed the number of one of his disciples. Xiao Bo, find me a trustworthy person from the streets. I have a use for him. After you find him, call me directly. I'll go over and find you. Medicine Master Sun instructed. Okay. Xiao Bo immediately replied, Just my cousin. I trust him. I'll ask him to come over now. Okay, wait for me. Medicine Master Sun hung up the phone and said to Sun Rongjin, You take a break and follow me. I'm just introducing you. From now on, you'll be in charge. Chapter 182. Don't worry, Uncle. Sun Rongjin quickly said. It was good enough that Medicine Master Sun could help him this much. There was a commoner helping him find the white fox, and the Sun family had experts. When the time came, he could just arrange for experts to kill it. Alchemist Sun brought Sun Rongjin to a special resting room in the warrior guild. This was his private territory. Without permission, no one could enter. After all, when an alchemist was refining medicine, other than keeping it a secret, he could not be disturbed. His disciple, Lu Libo, was already waiting in the outer room of the lounge with a red-haired commoner dressed like a gangster. Lu Libo had the key to the outer room, but he didn't have the key to the inner room. The inner room was authenticated by Medicine Master Sun's fingerprint, so only Medicine Master Sun could enter. "Master, this is a distant cousin of our village. His name is Lu Litzao. He is currently a commoner and mingles around the morning market." Lu Libo introduced. The underworld calls him Brother Chow. Songning City's underworld was basically monopolized by the Lu family, but there were also some people in the marketplace who had a stronger relationship. This Lu Litzao was one of them. Because of his relationship with the warrior guild's Medicine Master Sun's disciple, the Lu family also turned a blind eye and did not eliminate him. Medicine Master Sun snorted and said to Sun Rongjin, "You guys go out and talk." After that, Medicine Master Sun walked into his lounge. Obviously, he didn't want to have too much relationship with these commoners. If there was a problem in the future, it would have nothing to do with him. Sun Rongjin naturally understood this. He nodded to Lu Litzao and said, "Mr. Lu, come out and talk with me." Lu Litzao already knew Sun Rongjin's identity. He was Medicine Master Sun's nephew. If he could build a good relationship with him, it would be inevitable that he would have a meteoric rise in the future. Therefore, he quickly flattered, "Young Master Jin, you can just call me Red Hair." "Okay." Sun Rongjin nodded and said, "Help me do things well. In the future, there will be benefits for you." Sun Rongjin also understood that sometimes, when it was not good for the children of aristocratic families to stand out, it was better for these commoners to come forward. They could find out what was going on and who was going on without alerting the enemy. "Thank you, young Master Jin." Lu Litzao said gratefully, "I wonder what young Master Jin wants me to do." Sun Rongjin got into a car with red fur. Then he handed him a portrait and said, "Do you see this? It's a person with a fox mask in this portrait. Help me find his whereabouts. Find out who saw him and his identity. As long as you find out, I'll give you 100,000 yuan. Also, you can always work for me in the future." "Alright, no problem." Red Hair took the portrait and looked at it carefully. However, this kind of mask was very common. There were stalls selling it in the morning market. He had even blackmailed the stall owner, so he couldn't see any problems from the photo. He said, "Young Master Jin, is this the only photo? This mask is a bit too common. It's sold everywhere. This is the only one at the moment, but he is a martial artist. This range should be small. You can ask around." Sun Rongjin said, "This martial artist should be a rogue cultivator who often appears in Songning City. That range is indeed a lot smaller." Red Hair nodded. "Oh yeah, young Master Jin, are you also a martial artist?" I'm considered a stage 1 inner force martial artist." Sun Rongjin nodded and said, "That's really awesome. I admire martial artists the most. It would be great if I could become a martial artist." Red Hair said enviously, "But, young Master Jin, it's actually the easiest to ask around on the morning market. However, I had a conflict with a stall owner at the morning market and was bullied by him. If I don't settle him, it won't be good for me to ask around. Do you think, can you help me teach him a lesson?" Lu Litzao was good at judging the situation. Since Sun Rongjin was a stage 1 inner force martial artist, it would be easy for him to teach that deep-fried dough stick guy a lesson. He was the red fur who had a conflict with Xiao Chen and Kerlin at the morning market a few days ago. "Oh, of course, that's not a problem." Sun Rongjin understood that if he wanted the red fur to work for him wholeheartedly without any benefits in advance, then he had to show his strength to convince him. "That's great. Then, young Master Jin, shall we go to the morning market first? Red Fur was overjoyed and said quickly. He had been racking his brains for many days on how to get revenge on that deep-fried dough stick guy, Xiaofan. If it was a fight, he couldn't beat him. If it was a competition of wits, before he could figure it out, it was ruined by a second-generation rich kid. The same trick couldn't be used a second time. He didn't know any martial artists. Although his distant cousin was a disciple of Medicine Master Sun from the Warrior Guild, he was only a disciple. Medicine Master Sun had a few disciples. Before he became a disciple, he couldn't make any martial artist friends. Therefore, he could only swallow his anger for now. Now that he had a chance, how could he let it go? Sun Rongjin let the Red Fur drive to the morning market street. The car was Sun Rongjin's Ferrari, and it was quite cool to drive. The Red Fur also had a taste of being a second-generation rich kid, so he drove into the morning market street. Although the crowd that was pushed away cursed, they didn't dare to say anything when they saw that the car was a Ferrari. A few days ago, there was a story of a young master daring to drive a car and hit someone on the morning market street. Even the most unreasonable people didn't dare to joke around with their lives. Moreover, when they saw that the person driving was the tyrant of the morning market street, the Red Fur, they didn't dare to say anything. It was the end of the mealtime, and there were still many people buying breakfast at Xiao Chen's breakfast stall. The Red Fur took a glance and couldn't help but hesitate. It wasn't that he couldn't make a move now, but there were too many people watching. This is the one selling deep-fried dough sticks. Seeing the Red Fur stop the car, Sun Rongjin took a glance and frowned. He said, "There are too many people. It's not good to make a move now. Let's wait until there are no more people." Sun Rongjin wasn't afraid of anything, but with the advancement of technology now, it would be embarrassing for the Sun family if someone took a photo of him and posted it online. That's fine too. There is a noodle seller in front who offended me. Let's go and teach them a lesson first. The Red Fur nodded and said, "Let's go." Sun Rongjin didn't mind. Since he was already here, he would settle whatever grudges the Red Fur had. Then, the Red Fur could work for him in peace. The Red Fur drove the car to the noodle stall. There weren't many people at the noodle stall. He really wanted to step on the accelerator and crash the noodle stall, but he thought that this was a Ferrari. If he crashed it, the noodle stall's loss wouldn't be as high as the money he spent to repair his car. "Young Master Jean, it's that noodle stall. They are just ordinary people. I'll deal with them. You can wait for me in the car." The Red Fur didn't cause trouble in the past because he was afraid of Xiaochen. He was afraid that Xiaochen would be a busybody, but now that young Master Jean was here, he couldn't wait for Xiaochen to be a busybody. Sun Rongjin's eyes suddenly lit up. "Isn't this Kerlin? This pretty girl sells noodle at the market? This is great. Without Zhu Yingxiong being a busybody, wouldn't it be easy for him to take down this pretty girl?" With this thought in mind, Sun Rongjin pushed the door open and got out of the car. He walked towards Kerlin with a grin. Originally, the Red Fur wanted to settle it himself, but he didn't expect Sun Rongjin to get out of the car too. He was immediately excited as though he was injected with chicken blood. He walked over and slammed the table angrily. "Motherf asterisk Ker, give me a bowl of noodle." "Okay." Mother Lin turned around and was shocked when she saw the Red Fur. She didn't expect the Red Fur to suddenly appear here. She almost fell to the ground. She asked in fear, That. Why are you here?" "Of course, to eat noodle." The Red Fur chuckled. "Why? Are you afraid? Are you feeling guilty? If you know what's good for you, give me 10,000 yuan. Otherwise, don't even think about your noodle stall stopping. I'll come every day." As he spoke, the Red Fur spat into the bowl of a customer who was eating noodle. The customer quickly stood up and glanced at the red fur. He didn't dare to speak directly, so he could only say to Mother Lin, "Hey, I'm looking for trouble with you. I'm implicated. I won't be paying." With that said, the person turned around and left. The other customers followed suit. They stood up and left one after another without paying. This made Mother Lin's heart ache. "AI, don't leave, heh, if you want to continue doing business, then hurry up and auction the money. Otherwise, it'll be like this every day," the red fur said arrogantly. Lin was also scared silly. She thought the matter was over. Who knew that this red fur would come again? "Stupid girl, this is all your classmate's fault. Hurry up and find him. Hurry up," Mother Lin said to Lin. Lin really didn't know how to answer. From the bottom of her heart, she didn't want to interact with Xiaofan anymore. Xiaofan was really too scary. She was really scared, but she couldn't tell her mother. She could only mumble, I don't have his number, can't you find him if you don't have it?" Mother Lin ordered. Hee, little beauty, if you follow me, I can let this matter go. This red fur is my subordinate. Sun Rongjin walked over and said to Lin. You are? Lin subconsciously took 2 steps back. She didn't dare to be too close to Sun Rongjin. This person was really scary. Although he wasn't as scary as Xiaofan, he was more annoying. Hee, you're so smart. You should know what I mean. Sun Rongjin said faintly. I'll go find someone. Lin really couldn't take it anymore. She stumbled and went to find Xiaofan. Although she was scared, only Xiaofan could solve the matter at the moment. Sun Rongjin frowned. Just as he was about to grab Lin back, the red fur waved his hand at him and whispered, he went to find the kid who sold youtiao. Chapter 183. I see. That's great. Let's clean it up together. Sun Rongjin nodded. He didn't expect these 2 things to be the same. Lin Kur quickly ran to Xiaofan's youtiao stall, panting. When Tang Tang saw her, she was a little puzzled. "Little sister Lin, what are you doing?" "Wait a minute, I'll fill the youtiao for you." "No. There's no need. Xiaofan, that red-haired guy is looking for trouble again," Lin Kur said while gasping for breath. "Again?" Xiaofan put down the work in his hands and said to her, "You stay here. Don't go back yet. I'll help you take a look. You can help me." Okay. To be honest, Lin didn't want to rush back. Young Master Jean didn't look like a good person, and she was afraid to see him. Since Xiaofan said so, she would stay here to help. Xiaofan quickly walked in the direction of the noodle stall. However, before he reached it, he saw the person standing at the noodle stall from afar. It was Sun Rongjin and the red-haired guy. He wasn't surprised to see the red-haired guy because Lin had said it before. But this Sun Rongjin surprised Xiaofan. Why was he here, and it seemed like he came with the red-haired guy. But whether he came or not, Xiaofan had to stand up for him. He hesitated and didn't go back to take the mask. First of all, Lin was there, and it would be weird for him to come back. If he took out the mask, it would be harder to explain. Second, Xiaofan didn't want the white fox to be exposed too much. If the white fox appeared in this generation, he was afraid that someone would link it to him sooner or later. Xiaofan quickly walked over and directly smacked the back of the red-haired guy's head. The guy staggered and fell to the ground, knocking out one of his front teeth. Xiaofan was a 4th-level refinement stage cultivator. It was very easy for him to sneak behind the red-haired guy without anyone noticing. Even Sun Rongjin did not notice him. Therefore, Xiaofan's sudden attack made Sun Rongjin feel extremely humiliated. He was a dignified martial artist with stage 1 inner force. How could he not notice Xiao Chen's appearance? When did a fried dough stick seller become a master? Kid, who are you? Sun Rongjin said as he threw a punch at Xiao Chen. Pa! Xiao Chen's slap sent Sun Rongjin tumbling. If Zhu Yingxiong had to spend some effort to hit him, then Xiao Chen could hit him with ease and pleasure. Sun Rongjin's face instantly swelled up. This was Xiao Chen's strength that was less than stage 1 inner force. If he used his full strength, then Sun Rongjin would be slapped to death by Xiao Chen with one slap. You're almost at stage 1 inner force. Sun Rongjin stared at Xiao Chen in shock. How was this possible? Was there a master among the people? This is the downtown area. I won't kill you. If there's a next time, there won't be a third time. Xiao Chen looked coldly at Sun Rongjin and warned him in a low voice. To be honest, he didn't have time to argue with Sun Rongjin. This kind of young master from the city had nothing to do with him. He should just go back and stay there. Xiao Chen couldn't even handle his opponents in the city, so he didn't have time to deal with him. Sun Rongjin wasn't stupid. He knew that he had just recovered from his injuries and couldn't use his full strength. If he were to fight with Xiao Chen, he would be the one at a disadvantage. It wouldn't be too late for him to take revenge on Xiao Chen in the future. He climbed up from the ground and said to Red Hair, "Let's go first." Ah. Yes. Red Hair was extremely shocked. So this Youtiao seller was also a martial artist. Then he was really King lucky that he didn't get beaten to death. Martial artists were legendary experts. These people weren't bound by the rules of the secular world. They were under the jurisdiction of the Warrior Guild and a mysterious department in the Xia Kingdom, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. It was said that the predecessor of the Warrior Guild wasn't called the Warrior Guild, but an alliance organization. The founder was also inextricably linked to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Of course, this was all a legend. It was something that happened hundreds of years ago, and no one knew if it was true or not. In short, with the existence of these two powerful organizations, martial artists usually followed the rules. At least, they wouldn't casually make a move on ordinary people, except for those evil cultivators. After returning to the car, Sun Rongjin and Red Hair quickly left. It could be said that they came in a hurry and left in a hurry. When Mother Lin saw how strong Xiao Chen was, she immediately stopped complaining. "Xiao Chen, it's all thanks to you this time. Auntie will cook some noodles for you to eat. Take a break. From now on, the safety of our family in the morning market will be in your hands." "Oh, no problem." Xiao Chen nodded. If something happened to Lin, he couldn't just ignore it. Even if Mother Lin didn't say anything, he would still come to help. "I won't eat the noodles. I should go back to school now. Auntie, I'll leave first. If there's anything, ask Kuer to look for me." "Sure. I'll have to trouble you in the future." Mother Lin thought that Xiao Chen was Lin's pursuer. Although she felt that it wasn't good to use Xiao Chen, this matter was caused by Xiao Chen. If he didn't care, who would care? Xiao Chen returned to the Youtiao stall. Lin didn't expect Xiao Chen to return so quickly. She was a little surprised. "The matter is resolved? And they won't come again?" Xiao Chen nodded and comforted her. Of course, with Red Hair's vengeful personality, he would still come next time when he was confident. Moreover, that Sun Rongjin wasn't a good person. However, he was afraid that Lin would be worried, so Xiao Chen said this. "Ah." Lin's face immediately became extremely pale. She subconsciously thought that when Xiao Chen said that they wouldn't come again, it was Xiao Chen who killed them. Thinking of what happened that night, Lin's face was pale. She almost sat on the ground. She felt that Xiao Chen's body was emitting a gloomy chill. She turned around subconsciously. I'm going back. After that, Lin ran away quickly. She even forgot to say goodbye to Tang Tang. Sister Lin is so strange today. Tang Tang looked at Lin's back and said. Maybe she was scared by the previous red hair. Xiaochen didn't care. Oh, what about red hair? Tang Tang asked. I beat him away. Xiaochen smiled bitterly and shook his head. This time, he was going against Sun Rongjin again. But it didn't matter. So be it. Anyway, the Sun family wasn't a martial arts family. Even if they had opinions, they wouldn't dare to come to Songning City to cause trouble. After selling for a while, Xiaochen began to close the stall. It was time for the two to go to school. Inside the Ferrari, Sun Rongjin's face was extremely gloomy. The first time he supported his underling, he was slapped in the face. This made his face very ugly. Young Master Jean, I didn't expect that deep-fried dough stick guy to be a martial artist. I'm sorry. I didn't investigate the situation clearly. I heard that you have just recovered from a serious illness. If you wait until you recover to your peak state, you can beat him up easily. But now... it's all my fault. It had to be said that this Lu Litzao was a character. When these words came out, not only did he flatter Sun Rongjin and let Sun Rongjin have face, but he also took all the responsibility on himself. Well, it's not your fault. I also didn't expect that ordinary deep-fried dough stick guy to be a master. Sun Rongjin nodded and said, but don't worry, I will definitely take revenge for you. That deep-fried dough stick guy, I won't let him go. Of course, with young Master Jin's background, wouldn't killing him be as easy as killing an ant? Red Hair flattered. That's right. If he was just an ordinary person, I would kill him as a martial artist. If the matter was exposed, then the warrior guild would definitely find trouble with me. But he is also a martial artist, so it doesn't matter. Even if I kill him, it can only mean that he is not strong enough. Sun Rongjin sneered. His mood was a lot better. Well, I'll leave that fox mask to you. As for this deep-fried dough stick guy, you'll be responsible for helping me investigate his background. You don't have to fight with him, I'll deal with him later. No problem, young Master Jean. Don't worry, leave it to me. Red Hair patted his chest and promised. Xiaochen and Tang Tang went to school together. Xiaochen felt that his current life was very good. He didn't know why, but Xiaochen had never been so happy before. It wasn't because he had strength, but because he felt that life was very fulfilling when he was with Tang Tang every day. Xiaochen, good morning. Lu Zhenming saw Xiaochen and Tang Tang as soon as he got off the car, so he went up to greet them. Although he didn't like Xiaochen in his heart and even hated him, he didn't mind temporarily using Xiaochen in order to pursue Cheng Menjing. Oh, young Master Lu, what's the matter? Xiaochen asked. These days, Cheng Menjing didn't pay much attention to me. Do you think it's time for me to launch an attack? Lu Zhenming found that he really couldn't leave Xiaochen. His pursuit of Cheng Menjing was completely driven by Xiaochen. If Xiaochen had nothing to do, he wouldn't have the opportunity to contact Cheng Menjing. Why do you ask me about this? Think about it yourself, Xiaochen said. But, can you organize some activities, such as the last car race, or I won't have the opportunity to contact Cheng Menjing? Lu Zhenming said with a bitter face, she doesn't eat breakfast with me now, and I don't have the opportunity to talk to her in school. Oh, activities? Okay, I'll think about it and then tell you. Xiaochen gave a perfunctory reply and went into the classroom with Tang Tang. Lu Zhenming also saw Xiaochen's perfunctory reply, and his face was a little gloomy. It seemed that because he didn't give him money, this guy began to refuse to do things. But Lu Zhenming really didn't have money recently. He had spent a lot of money during this period. It cost him 1 million to buy a broken J8 bowl, and he was blackmailed by Jean Bebe a lot. Besides, he also owed a lot of debts. How could he have money to give to Xiaochen? The hospitalization fee of Ma Gangmen hadn't been settled yet. By the way, during this period, Lu Zhenming only focused on pursuing Cheng Menjing, and he didn't go to see Ma Gangmen. I should take Skinny Monkey to see him at night to see if he's okay. If he's okay, I can get out of the hospital as soon as possible, so as not to waste the medical expenses. Lu Zhenming thought. Xiaochen didn't have time to care about what Lu Zhenming thought. After sitting in his seat, he took out his phone and began to look for tasks to see if there were any suitable tasks. Chapter 184. However, it seemed that the missions were refreshed too quickly. It was impossible for Xiaochen to look through them one by one. After looking for a long time, he still didn't find a suitable mission. He clicked on Yi Bia's chat window and sent her a message, "Are there any missions that I can do recently? It's best if it's local to Songning City. Don't go far." However, there was no reply after the message was sent. It wasn't until the end of the first class that Yi Xiaoya's reply came late. There are very few missions in Songning City, and they are all low-level missions. It's not easy to get a level 4 mission, but it's beyond the level 4 range. If you want to do the mission, go to another city. Forget it, I can't go to another city. I have a special situation. Xiaochen replied helplessly. It seemed that although the mission seemed to be profitable, it wasn't as easy as Xiaochen imagined. He was lucky. One person could complete 2 missions. At other times, it was difficult to complete even 1 mission. Then I'll pay attention. Yi Xiaoye replied with a knife emoji, but then she said, "But you have to take me with you to do the mission. I don't need the points, but I want to upgrade my account's level. Of course, if you don't contribute, I won't give you any points." Okay. Xiaochen agreed readily. There's such a good thing. I don't need points, I just need to take the mission. Then I'll have an extra helper. As for the account's level, Xiaochen didn't care at all. Even if he completed 100 level 4 missions and leveled up to a higher level, it would be useless. Songning City No. 1 High School. Chao Yuliang's face was a little gloomy. He received a call from the person behind the scenes, asking him why Xiaochen wasn't dead yet. How many days had passed? How could he have the chance to kill Xiaochen? It happened on Saturday, and it was only Tuesday now. He needed time to think of a solution. Without a choice, Chao Yuliang could only call Chen Jinpeng over. "Brother Liang, why are you looking for me?" asked Chen Jinpeng. "It's still about Xiaochen. The more I look at him, the more I dislike him. Why don't you find another opportunity to kill him? I'm afraid that he and Cheng Menjing will do something. Last time when we were racing, Cheng Menjing seemed to have a good relationship with him." Chao Yuliang found a reason to kill Xiaochen. This, racing was the best opportunity to kill him. Who knew that the racer, Li Shanpao, was so useless? He didn't kill Xiaochen, but he died himself, Chen Jinpeng said, but Xiaochen was fine, but that Lu Zhenming was really annoying. If he hadn't changed Xiaochen's car, Xiaochen would have died. Don't bring him along next time. Do you think you can stop wearing this just because I say so? Chao Yuliang was also very helpless. That guy is a member of the Lu family, and he is not an ordinary person. I said not to let him go, but did he listen to me? He beat me up, but I still couldn't do anything about it, right? Aristocratic families have their own rules. When the younger generation fights, as long as no one is killed or seriously injured, the family will not care. Do you think my grandfather is Jean Beibei's grandfather? That's true. Chen Jinpeng thought about it and said, "Why don't we join forces with Shen Jingxian and organize an outing to the beach to play and create some accidents? I remember that Xiaochen doesn't know how to swim. When I went to the swimming pool with him in the past, he didn't go into the water. He just looked at the beauties on the shore. Oh. That's a good idea. Chao Yuliang's eyes lit up after listening. He couldn't kill Xiao Chen blatantly now. If he could let Xiao Chen die accidentally, that would be the best. Yeah, when we take the motorboat or kayak, we can cause an accident and drown him. He can't blame us then, Chen Jinpeng suggested. Okay, then it's settled. Go and contact Shen Jingxian. If she doesn't go, Cheng Menjing won't go, and it will be difficult for Xiao Chen to go, Chao Yuliang said. Don't worry, Brother Liang. I will treat Xiao Chen and Cheng Menjing to dinner tonight to talk about this matter. Chen Jinpeng said. During the lunch break, Chen Jinpeng called Xiao Chen, Boss Xiao Chen, it's Jinpeng. Oh, what's the matter? Xiao Chen and Tang Tang went to the cafeteria for lunch at noon, and Zheng Xiaokuan went back to his martial arts club to eat. This is the case. This weekend, I'm going to organize an outing. After all, Boss Xiao Chen, you have transferred to another school, so we can't see each other often. But time can't dilute the friendship between us. Chen Jinpeng thought for a whole morning and thought of a set of words to impress Xiao Chen, but he didn't expect to be interrupted by Xiao Chen directly. Okay, don't talk nonsense. Just say that Chao Yuliang wants to pursue Cheng Menjing, and then wants to ask her out through me, right? Although Xiao Chen said so, he sneered in his heart. Is it that Chao Yuliang can't hold back anymore and wants to make a move on me? Boss Xiao Chen, you are really amazing. You guessed my intention at once. Yes, it is indeed Brother Liang who asked me to invite you and Cheng Menjing. What do you think? Chen Jinpeng was a little depressed. He had prepared a lot of beautiful words in vain. He also wrote a speech for it, but it was useless in the end. Is there an appearance fee? Xiao Chen asked. Chen Jinpeng was stunned, but he still said, yes. That's good. Prepare the appearance fee. I will be there. But pay first. Nowadays, Xiao Chen would not let go of the big money. Once he got the small money, he would ask for as much as he could, because he was too poor. Tonight, he was probably even worse than a beggar again. Okay, it's my treat tonight. You take Cheng Menjing with you. I'll give you the appearance fee. Chen Jinpeng said. Okay, call me at night. Xiao Chen agreed. Chen Jinpeng hung up the phone and shook his head helplessly. He went to ask Chao Yuliang for the appearance fee. He was out of money. Even though he was the heir of the Chen family, he had been cheated by Jean Bebe for a long time. Now that he had bought a new BMW X5, he had almost spent all his money. It was not appropriate for him to ask his family for more. Xiao Chen, who called you? What appearance fee? Are you going to race again? Tang Tang asked. No, it's Chen Jinpeng. He invited me to go out with the young lady. I won't go if he doesn't give me the appearance fee. Xiao Chen said. Pfft. I have to give you money to go out? How can he be so deceptive? Tang Tang laughed after hearing that. Who asked him to be willing? Xiao Chen shrugged and said, he just wants to pursue Cheng Menjing through me. Do you think he is so kind? That's true. Tang Tang nodded and comforted him. But it doesn't matter. My cousin is not bad. I will introduce her to you when I have the chance. Okay, that's what you said. If you can't find a girlfriend, you will go and take your cousin. Xiao Chen also said jokingly. In fact, he also knew that even if she was a distant relative of the Tang family, such a beauty was a resource that could be used. In any case, it would not be Xiao Chen's turn unless he returned to the Xiao family. Tang Tang and Xiao Chen came to the school's canteen. As soon as they sat down, they saw Yu Xiaochuan coming over. He smiled and greeted Xiao Chen, saying, Xiao Chen, how is it? Have you confirmed your relationship with Tang Tang? Tang Tang hasn't agreed to my pursuit. Xiao Chen laughed. If he really admitted it, then he had no value in Yu Xiaochuan's eyes, and Yu Xiaochuan would no longer be used by Xiao Chen. So how could Xiao Chen give him a positive answer? However, Xiao Chen gave him a glimmer of hope. It made Yu Xiaochuan feel that he was indeed pursuing Tang Tang, but he had not succeeded yet. In this way, before he succeeded in pursuing Tang Tang, Xiao Chen would have an advantage. I see. Sure enough, Yu Xiaochuan was a little disappointed. He wanted to ask about the news of old Master Tang breaking off the engagement, but he didn't know how far Xiao Chen and Tang Tang had progressed. If they were really together, he had an excuse, but now it seemed that they were still one step away. Then you work harder. I am optimistic about you. AI, don't mention it. I am not optimistic about myself. Picking up girls requires money. The 20,000 you gave me last time is too little. Why don't you give me more? Xiao Chen said casually. Now, he had points in his hands. Only the 2 million that Xia Fei gave him was in cash. If the points were exchanged quickly through the Warrior Guild's network channel, he could also withdraw them. However, the ratio was much lower than selling the points. It was not very cost-effective. However, if it was for selling, Xiao Chen couldn't because his account level was too low. Every time he completed a level 1 mission, the system would automatically add 1 experience point. Level 4 was 4 experience points. Only members with more than 100 experience points could issue mission commissions. Newcomers didn't have the authority. Of course, they could also trade in private, but they didn't know each other's identity. Whether it was the first payment or the first share, it was not very sure. So, Xiao Chen planned to wait and then sell the points. Therefore, Xiao Chen was still short of money at the moment. If he could squeeze a little from these nouveau riches around him, it would be a little. What girl picking up fund? Yu Xiaochuan was stunned. When did I give you a girl picking up fund? Oh. Xiao Chen was also stunned, so he said, last time, when I had a conflict with Qi Zhigao, at the school gate. When did I give you a girl picking up fund? I didn't give it to you. Yu Xiaochuan frowned. He thought for a long time, but he didn't remember giving Xiao Chen money. He didn't do it, and he didn't need to pretend that he did it. He had been trying to pretend to be a gentleman. How could he change because of a little money? At first, Xiao Chen thought that Yu Xiaochuan was embarrassed to admit that he secretly supported Xiao Chen to pursue Tang Tang, but it was not right when he thought about it carefully. If he secretly supported Xiao Chen, he shouldn't have asked whether Xiao Chen had pursued Tang Tang or not, and he wouldn't have invited Xiao Chen and Tang Tang to dinner before. Looking at Yu Xiaochuan's expression again, it didn't seem to be fake, as if he really didn't know about it. Could it be that the person who gave me the money that day was someone else? You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.